Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching. What's going on, freaks? Alright. Guess you can't really see anything. Doing? We've got, let's see, Sandy Shirley, Lisa Valenzuela, Timothy Cecil, Adriana Lacarva, Pam, Ducky, Timothy, looks like he's feeling better, Allie Cake, Vogue, K-Me, somebody named your name, whatever the hell that is. Nah, Dylan didn't do anything. Somebody get rid of that person. I'll be lurking tonight. Let's have some fun. Alright. Hello from Washington State. Awesome. I live in Oregon. Yeah. Thanks, K-Me. Yep, there's DM. Amber Maiden. Yeah, it's hard to get even over 200 people these days. You know, why, who knows, right? Guess I should cover Karen Reed over and over again every single day for the next year. You know, another thing that's sort of weird is I posted a video on my YouTube channel for channel members only of our 3 winners for the scholarship fund that we put together. We gave $6,000 out this year, $6,000 last year. This last year we gave $6,000 out. We gave 2 $3,000 scholarships, and then this year we did 3 $2,000 scholarships. Got the winners, and then there was like 200 views, but like 40 likes. So even channel members who watch something that's so significant like that don't even hit the like button. I mean, what a joke. Okay, it's like you know, such a big thing for us to be able to do that. It's gonna be pretty tough this year, but we'll see. Right. If you think she's innocent, yeah, because then, well, if she's innocent, then you can come up with a whole bunch more content. Right. That's how it works. It's the same thing in the Delphi case. It's the same thing in Kohberger case. You know, there's everybody out there that covers it. Basically, nonstop are the, you know, pro-burgers. You know, he's innocent. Yeah, so how about hitting the like button on this channel? Also, as I say every single night, my channel relies on your guys' generosity to keep on trucking along and doing all the stuff that we do. So if you have the ability to, during the show, if you could help support the channel, like Amber Maiden just did right there, that would be great. Thank you. And I appreciate all of you being here. All right. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over the Sophia Martha Franklin case. She's missing right now. She's 16 years old. She's pregnant with a predator's child, but I think she left willingly with that person. You know, so it'd sort of be like if if Madeline Soto was a couple of years older and was pregnant and then took off with Stephen Stearns. It's just like that, 100%. All right. So we're going to, I'll just start it now. The interesting thing is about the guy. So I'm going to go back to 2019 because he was in the paper for other things. So we'll just go in order here. All right, so look at this. Baby found, fractured femur, couple faces charges. And Independence County couple is in trouble with the law after authorities said a 4-month-old baby was taken to a hospital. Gary F. Day, right there, 34, and Grace Catherine Ann Day, both 19 of... so I guess she's only 19, man. This guy, something's wrong with this guy, man. Both of Battsville were arrested on suspicion of endangering the welfare of a minor, first degree, after an investigation. A probable cause affidavit noted that the child was taken to a local hospital September 15th for lower extremity injury. From this visit, it was determined that the child was suffering from a fracture to the left femur. Along with the finding, the hospital noted bruising to the face of the child, officials said in an affidavit. So you got that one, and then the next day, similar. Yeah, Cindy. There we go. An Independence couple has been charged in circuit court with felony endangering and welfare of a minor in first degree. The affidavit of probable cause for arrest says the couple's 4-month-old child was treated at the White River Medical Center on September 15th for a lower extremity injury, etc. So it just kind of keeps going there. And then there's another one on the 21st back then. Parents sought. So I guess a warrant has been issued charging the Independence couple with first-degree endangering. The warrant was issued Thursday afternoon for Gary F. Day, 34. So apparently they can't find him. Rollins said in the affidavit that on September 15th, the 4-month-old boy was treated at White River Medical Center for a leg injury. The child was later transported to the Arkansas Children's Hospital for further treatment. Rollins said the doctor's findings indicate the child didn't display any type of injury to the lower left foot or ankle consistent with a twisting, pulling injury from a fixed object. The search confirmed the residence as a small 2-bedroom, 1-bath home which appeared to have been remodeled within the last 10 years. Due to the parents' actions of reportedly delaying notifying medical authorities of the child's injuries, creating a substantial risk of death or serious physical injury. Pending their arrest, the bond for the couple is set at $50,000. So I don't know. They must have been caught at some point. And then in 2023, there's another one. Look at this. On July 6, 2023, Detective Harris was assigned case 23-01206. Victim mother Grace Day made a report on July 5th, 2023. Grace stated that on 7/2/2023, let me go back to, is that who that person was? Yeah, that's Grace right here. So she was 19, so probably 23 in this one. Grace stated that on 7/2/2023, her husband, Gary Day, admitted that while Grace was at work, he lost it and grabbed their 4-year-old son. So now you can think, well, shit, he probably did that 4 years ago when he, might even be the same kid. This is a 4-year-old son, and remember, it was an infant back then. Her husband, Gary Day, admitted that while Grace was at work, he lost it and grabbed their 4-year-old son, Carter Day. Carter was climbing on the entertainment center and was in the bathroom eating toothpaste. Grace stated that when Gary got onto Carter, he ended up leaving marks on his left arm and shoulder. The bruising seen on his arm matched that of one grabbing hard and squeezing tightly. FTO Starks observed the bruises on Carter and asked him what happened. Carter told him, "My dad hurt my arms by accident." Photographs were taken at the time of the report and added to the report. On July 1st, 2023, Detective Harris was able to contact Grace, the wife. An interview with forensic interviewer was set up at Wade Knox Children's Advocacy Center in Winoke at 1000, at 10 a.m. Detective Harris was present during the interview. During the interview, Carter was shown a diagram. So anyways, it just goes through, he has been violent twice towards an infant, and then the same kid when it was 4. All right, then we have this situation. So now we're in 2025, and here is the same Gary F. Day, now 40. And it says, Sophia Franklin was last seen at her residence at 9 p.m. on February 2nd. She is believed to be with 40-year-old Gary F. Day. He was last seen at her home on Monday, February 3rd. So apparently he drove up there. Hey, thanks Allie Cake, and looks like Cheryl on the Buy Me a Coffee. And thanks to Mag, who sent a PayPal in earlier, very kind. Thank you very much. There's no contact order for Gary and Sophia. So Gary isn't supposed to be communicating with Sophia. But apparently, obviously law enforcement knows that they had met. And she's pregnant with his kid. Look at it. Sophia is 3 months pregnant, and authorities say Day is known to be the father. So he's 40, and she's 16, and she's 3 months pregnant with his kid. Sophia's 3 months pregnant, and authorities say Day is known to be the father. They believe to be traveling in a 2014 black Buick LaCrosse with various license plates. The vehicle was seen Tuesday morning in Wisconsin with a Pennsylvania license plate, KGW 5186. So in Wisconsin, according to Beaver Dam police. Previously, they were believed to be traveling in a 2014 model black Buick LaCrosse. Let's see. With a different license plate, BBR 20L. The vehicle was seen Tuesday morning. So wow, did they just change the license plate then? Who knows? Now this is back in February 3rd, Cindy. Law enforcement thinks they might have headed south. It was updated February 4th, but previously they were believed to be traveling in a 2014 model black Buick LaCrosse with an out-of-state license plate, BBR 20L. Law enforcement thinks they may have headed south. Call local authorities if you think you have seen them. So that's her right there. 16, female, white, 5'9", 186 pounds, brown hair, blue eyes. That's him. Gary F. Day, 40, male, white, 5'7", 165 pounds. That's actually probably a surveillance shot that they got of the vehicle while it's driving. BBR 20L. Mode of transportation, vehicle, direction of travel, likely south, vehicle plate number. But they obviously, looks like they said that they spotted them, but they had a different license plate of KGW5186. So I don't know if he had that with him or what, but alright, missing pregnant teenager. What we know, the Beaver Dam Police Department said 16-year-old Sophia Martha Franklin was last seen at her home on Sunday night, February 2nd, around 9. Police said Franklin is 5'9", where she might be, same weight and everything we just read. Where she might be, what we know. Police said she is believed to be with 40-year-old Gary F. Day. He was last seen at a residence at 7:48 in the morning on Monday morning, February 3rd. She is believed to have left her residence with him at that time. Day is known to be the father of the unborn child. There is a no contact order for Franklin Day. Day is 5'7" and weighs 165 pounds. So she's actually taller and bigger than he is. And weighs more, by 20 pounds. Day is driving a 2014 black Buick LaCrosse. The two are believed to be driving south and no longer in Beaver Dam. While police initially say the vehicle had Arkansas plates, it was also seen with Pennsylvania plates. So the same vehicle, and then they changed the plates. Wisconsin Amber Alert issued for Beaver Dam 16-year-old. An Amber Alert was issued in Wisconsin Monday night for 16-year-old Sophia Martha Franklin. Hey, thanks Amber Maiden for gifting a membership to Othesis, or I don't know if it's Othesis or Othesis, or however you pronounce it. You can switch plates well, it's not legal, but you can definitely switch plates, right? Yeah, that's what they did. Franklin 16 is believed to be Gary F. Day. Believed to be with Gary F. Day. Franklin was last seen at her residence at 9 p.m. Sunday. I thought just a minute ago it was something totally different. So Franklin was last seen at her residence 9 p.m. Sunday, and Day was last seen... Okay, so she was last seen at her own residence at 9, like she went to bed. On Monday at about 7:48 a.m. So then that means Day was seen at the residence in the morning. So she went to sleep, and then, gosh, I mean, it's kind of late. Then why didn't she just leave in the middle of the night? I mean, it's kind of late in the morning, really. Franklin is 3 months pregnant, and police said Day is the father of the unborn child. Police said that they are likely traveling in a 2014 black LaCrosse, Arkansas license plate BBR 20L, but may be swapping out plates with a Pennsylvania license plate KGW 5186. Franklin is described by police as a white female, 5'9", weighing 186 pounds. She has brown hair and blue eyes. And that's the vehicle picture right there. This Day guy is 5'7", 165 pounds. He has blonde hair and green eyes. Okay, and then this is on the 5th, this article came out. Suspect related to Wisconsin Amber Alert charge. Franklin also allegedly told authorities the pair waited until they got to Arkansas to have sex because the act would be legal in Wisconsin or Illinois. So when she got pregnant. I mean, this guy's a... Man, Jesus. This is right up there with Keegan Kline and, you know, the nut jobs out there. Stephen Stearns. A 40-year-old man from Arkansas has been charged with kidnapping a 16-year-old girl from Wisconsin who is still missing. The charges are related to the Amber Alert issued on Monday. Gary Day allegedly traveled to Beaver Dam, Wisconsin, to abduct Sophia Franklin on Monday. So let's see. Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. Hey, thanks. Toka Charlie gifted a membership to Melissa McNeely, and then we've got Mary Buckles. All right, thanks, Mary. Appreciate it. Not sure what's going on with this, but that's where Beaver Dam is. I'll shut it down and then open it back up again. Hey, you got your notebook? Sweet, Vicky White. All right. I know my handwriting isn't that great, though. You know, kind of sucks, but. Hey, fishing, unfortunately, I got removed your comment on accident, but she said, Fishing wrote, hey, freaks and gray. All right, I'm going to shut that and then open it back up again. Real quick. And then maybe it'll get the maps working again. Oh, you got it too, Moofies? All right. Didn't you get 2 of them? Yeah, your notebooks. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, you got one of the last remaining Chloe notebooks. And if you want the notebook package, you get the stress ball. Looks kind of like this right there. A pen. You get this notebook right here, the GHI notebook. You get the GHI poker chip. Oh yeah, and this is the pen you get right here. So there you go. It says Freak on it. And if you send 30 to PayPal, you get it. I've already sent all the ones out that I had, so we'll start a new list if you guys want to send 30 into PayPal. Yeah, it's like a good luck charm you can hold, or give it to your husband for golf. Oh, cool, LK. Yeah, it's neat how it has the white in it. I like that. Yeah, what's going on with this, the map? It's just not really... It's like it's not really loading up. I guess we could still just put pins and so forth out there. Much of the charge sheet is compromised. Let's see, where are we at? The charges lay out a 6-month timeline during which Franklin initially ran away from home, so the girl, the 16-year-old, to be with Day after communicating with him online. And he's got like 1 billion addresses that he lived at. I couldn't find anything crazy on that online search thing that I had. But he'd been communicating with her online. He's 40 and she's probably 15. Day allegedly first traveled from his home in Arkansas to pick up Franklin after she ran away on July 29th. So just earlier this last, later in the year, late summer. Well, I guess kind of midsummer, I guess. According to a recorded interview of Franklin that was taken between that first instance and the most recent Amber Alert that was issued for her. Much of the charge sheet is comprised of the interview Franklin gave to a child advocacy center in Arkansas. She allegedly told the center that she was pregnant with Day's child. Franklin also told police officers in a previous encounter that Day was aware of her age at the time. So Franklin, the 16-year-old, saying, yeah, he knew how old I was. Franklin also allegedly told authorities the pair waited until they got to Arkansas to have sex. So the 16-year-old is saying this because the act would be illegal in Wisconsin or Illinois. So that must mean she was, I don't know if she was 16 at the time or 15, but Franklin was returned to her home in Wisconsin. So obviously they tracked her down, they found her, and then they sent her back to her home in Wisconsin. And her father told authorities things were going well until his wife walked in on Franklin having a good chat with someone authorities believe was Gary Day. Franklin was returned to her home in Wisconsin, and her father told authorities things were going well until his wife walked in on Franklin, the 16-year-old, their daughter, having a good chat with someone authorities believe was Gary Day. According to the charges, multiple times in the chat, the person believed to be Day threatened to take his own life. 2 days later, Franklin's father, so she must have been listening for a while then. 2 days later, Franklin's father contacted law enforcement to report that his daughter was missing again. Video footage from the father's security system allegedly showed a man who appeared to be Day arrive at their home. So that's interesting. Like, she was returned back. It says Franklin was returned to her home in Wisconsin after her father told authorities things were going well until his wife walked in. I mean, so how long was she home before they started communicating? Because it sort of sounds like in July. I mean, how long was she with this Day guy over there? Because it says she ran away on July 29th. And then Franklin also allegedly told authorities the pair waited until they got to Arkansas to have sex. Franklin was returned to her home in Wisconsin, doesn't have a date, and her father told authorities things were going well until his wife walked in on Franklin having a Google chat with someone authorities believe was Gary Day. And then Gary Day apparently in that conversation was threatening to take his own life. 2 days later, Franklin's father contacted law enforcement to report that his daughter was missing again. So that means the mother walked in just 2 days prior. So that means Gary Day was manipulating the 16-year-old, saying that he's going to take his own life if she doesn't go leave with him. And I'm the father of your child, that kind of bull crap, 2 days later, Franklin's father contacted law enforcement to report that his daughter was missing again. Video footage from the father's security system allegedly showed a man who appeared to be Day arrive at their home on Monday morning before running around to the back of the house. Wow, so she went out the back door. Day has been charged with 2 counts of child enticement and 2 counts of abduction of a child. And does that count the unborn child? Is that what that is? This is a developing story and will be updated as more information becomes available. I don't know when her birthday is. I might have read it, but yeah, I mean, if her birthday is September, that means she's 15. 5 days after pregnant 16-year-old, this is February 7th. 5 days after pregnant 16-year-old Sophia Martha Franklin was reported missing from her Beaver Dam home. Troubling new details about her suspected abductor emerged from court documents. Now that's what talks about those other incidents. Gary F. Day 40 of Cabot, Arkansas. Let's see. I actually have him in here. Been verified. I don't remember seeing that address in here. Look at how many addresses. There it is. Well, it's the first one there. This is probably it. It's the most recent one. But he has another one there, so I guess we can put both of them. 2105. So they're heading south. So, you know, heading towards where he lives. So it's probably, is that a house? Right there, it kind of looks like it. That's Janice Drive. And the other one is 502 Eagle Street in Cabot. Okay, so those are the two spots. The most recent one is this one right here. Looks like Street View's working now, though. Oh, look at that. Actually, oh, so that's the deal here. It's all an apartment complex that was built right in here. So I guess if we take the map here, there you go. Look at that. See that 3D view that Google Earth has sometimes is like 7 or 8 years old. Look at that. That's 2018, 2020. That's what it looked like. And now it looks like that. So if he lives at 2105 Janice Drive. So he lives in that one right there. Yeah, well, that's the building it's in. Oh, that says 19 something. I don't know. It's right in this apartment complex, so put it that way. But all right, you guys, if you're out there and you have the ability to help support the channel, my channel relies on your guys' generosity to keep on trucking. So if you have the ability to, that'd be great. Just going to keep on going over this case, but thought I'd throw it out there. I don't know what you're talking about, Lauren. We're doing something. We're covering a different case. I don't know if that's the same, related, or anything like that. But let's see. Yeah, I mean, the thing is that the scholarship funds, our DNA fund, it only happens when you guys are supporting the channel. If we're not getting that, then that's something that I'm disappointed to not be able to continue on with. Yeah, Day is a really common last name. Yeah. Let's see, the college scholarship wouldn't, right, that's right. Wouldn't be possible without the support. So we started off well, and then it, you know, as usual, just kind of dwindled away. All right, let's see. Seventh. I think we were on, I guess that one's already just ran out of my free usage. Then on the 10th, okay, it says the family of the missing Beaver Dam teenage girl who was subject of an Amber Alert released a new statement Monday night. Sophia has been gone for a week. We don't know what to do other than wait and pray. It's a torment. Her absence is felt every month. There is so much every moment, not month. There is so much on the horizon for you, Sophie. Hard things, yes, but good things too, and your family's here for all of it. We aren't going anywhere, we just need you to come back. Your value isn't found in how much money you make, how hard you work, or even the affirmation of others. Sophie, you are a soul made by God and fully known by God and entirely loved by God. You are a gift to us. For all our family and friends, thank you. Please don't stop sharing. Sophie needs to be home. Please let law enforcement know if you think anything that might be significant in getting her back. Missing 16-year-old Sophia Franklin of Beaver Dam, as well as 40-year-old Gary Day, are at the center of an Amber Alert that has now extended to Arkansas. How come they don't say the parent name in this? Day lives in Lanakai County, Arkansas, and Franklin is believed to be with Day. Authorities also believe Day is the father of Sophia's unborn child. Last week, charges were filed in Dodge County, Wisconsin for abduction of a child and child enticement. As previously reported, the criminal complaint details that Franklin and Day began communicating online last April through multiple devices. Okay, can you get rid of that I am person? There's people in it that are just intentionally trying to be trolls and, you know, make comments that are totally just ludicrous, you know. So, yeah, put them on timeout. Maybe if they come back, they can, you know, try to be normal again. Let's see. In 2019, Gary was charged with endangering the welfare of a minor, first degree. Gary needs to come see us. He needs to turn himself in. Go to his local law enforcement. He can come here if he's close by. He needs to turn himself in, said Sheriff Staley. All right, moving on to the 11th, which is today. We just needed to come back more than a week after disappearance. Family of missing pregnant teen speaks out. An Amber Alert is still in effect in both Wisconsin and Arkansas for Sophia Martha Franklin, 16, who was last seen at her residence on February 2nd at 9 p.m. Police said she is about 3 months pregnant. She is believed to be... How come the surveillance camera didn't pick her up getting back into the car with him, you know? Who is known to... I mean, you would think maybe it has a certain amount of time where it doesn't start recording again. Police said she's about 3 months pregnant. She is believed to be with 40-year-old Gary Day, who is known to be the father of her unborn child. Sophie has been gone for a week. We don't know what to do other than wait and pray. It's a torment. Her absence is felt every moment. The family shared in a statement on Facebook. I don't know who the mother's name or anything. Does anybody have that? There's so much on the horizon for you, Sophia. The family also thanked family and friends for sharing information about the case. On February 7th, the Missouri State Highway Patrol also issued an endangered person advisory saying the pair also are possibly headed to Arkansas. Authorities have filed 4 felony charges against Day, and an arrest warrant has also been issued for Day. The Dodge County, Wisconsin District Attorney's Office late Tuesday filed 2 felony charges of abduction of a child and 2 counts of child enticement. Yeah. Hey, thanks to Cheryl and Tina for the coffees. Buy me a coffee works too, you guys. Right, according to a criminal complaint, well, she's really tall and, 185 pounds, Gene, so you're probably right. According to a criminal complaint filed in Dodge County against Day, video from a home surveillance system showed a person who appeared to be Day walking near a house. The person was dressed in black pants, a black long-sleeve shirt, and a gray winter hat. Video shows the person walking near a home in Beaver Dam, walking up a driveway, and then running as they approach the back of the house. The person is seen looking around, but the clip then ends. The criminal complaint also stated a black Buick vehicle was parked 1 block south of Franklin's residence around 5:20 a.m., according to a witness. Interesting. The vehicle appeared to be running. Okay, so that means, that's why I was actually just wondering a minute ago, that he had his car parked in a different place, and so when they exited the back of the house, they didn't go back to the front. The vehicle appeared to be running. Day's mother confirmed she bought her son a black Buick. According to the complaint, a black vehicle matching that description was seen on Wisconsin Department of Transportation cameras traveling southbound on Highway 151 near Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. That's Beaver Dam. And so that must mean that's 151, so somewhere, just around here. Vehicle spotted on camera. So that means it's heading from Beaver Dam down. Does anybody know what the mother's name is? Apparently they're posting somewhere on social media. I couldn't find it earlier. Yeah, I mean, this guy's he's an absolute predator, There's no doubt about it. What does that mean, AZ? This isn't joke time, we're just doing a case. Yep, thanks someone. Yep, see ya. Let's see. I don't even know what you're talking about. You didn't get a LeBaron, Freddy? I'm so funny, man. Jesus. I mean, find a better time to make jokes. You know, we're talking about a predator here, okay? All right, let's see. We've got... so let's see if it says their names in this last one. That parents of Beaver Dam teen call daughter's disappearance a torment. This is new. The parents of 16-year-old Sophia Franklin, whose police say was taken by a 40-year-old man from a family Beaver Dam home more than a week ago, are relying on their faith in God to return their daughter home safely. Hey, thanks so much, Tina G. Again, thank you. We don't know what to do other than wait and pray. It's a torment. Okay, now we got their names. Finally, after 40 freaking... Hold on a second. I want to see what this house, everything looks like. So hold on a second. Stephen Franklin... Actually, or Stephen probably... Stephen Franklin, Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. There's only one. And if his wife's name is Leah, then we're in business. Yeah, I'm sure it's a line from a movie, Plato, but it just was ridiculous at the time. You know, it's like... It had nothing to do with anything that we were talking about. Yeah, so Leah is the wife here, so now we know we're on the right one. And then I'll show you, we'll see the house here in a second. Okay, there we go. And now we have the house that she was taken from. Let's see how close it is to my random pin. Wow, that's pretty damn close. Like what, 100 yards? Yeah, it looks like we're struggling again with the matte part. I'm gonna try, I don't really know how to like reset it. There's no way to do it other than just opening it back up again and hoping. That was pretty close, wasn't it? And well, after we go through this, and we'll do the Kohberger thing for those who are just, I came here for Kohberger, great. Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. There's other things that are happening right now. Kohberger is locked behind bars, and he'll be there for the rest of his life. Okay? Just mark my words. He'll never see the light of day again. Alright, look at that, it worked. So that's where the house is. And is there a street view? It looks like it goes, okay, right there. So I think, God, wouldn't that be crazy if that was her right there? You know, jeez, what are the odds? Does she have a couple of brothers? I mean, that's pretty... That's pretty weird. So that's the house right there. And so they must have, they said the car parked, that very well could be her, couldn't it? The same hair and everything. And Amber Alert was issued February 3rd. Is this the one with the parents? Yeah, okay. We don't know what to do other than wait and pray. Now let's have it read it.
The parents of 16-year-old Sophia Franklin, who police say was taken by a 40-year-old man from the family's Beaver Dam home more than a week ago, are relying on their faith in God to return their daughter home safely. We don't know what to do other than wait and pray. It's a torment, parents Stephen and Leah Franklin said in a statement posted to a private Facebook account. Her absence is felt every moment. Last week, 4 felony charges were filed against GHI Dyatlov Pass, Arkansas, in connection to Sophia's disappearance, including 2 counts of child abduction and 2 counts of child enticement. Sophia is 3 months pregnant and Day is the father, according to the Amber Alert and criminal complaint filed in Dodge County. Day has a history of harming children and is on probation for endangering a child, Arkansas court records show. An Amber Alert was issued February 3 and remains in effect. The Amber Alert was issued after Sophia's sister reported seeing a black Buick LaCrosse, later confirmed to belong to Day, parked with its engine running a block from the family's home, according to the criminal complaint. Sophia's father called to alert the Beaver Dam Police Department of his daughter's disappearance. When officers arrived at their home, he showed them a home surveillance video that showed a male appearing to be Gary Day walking toward the family's house. There is so much on the horizon for you, Sophia. Hard things, yes, but good things too, her parents said in the statement. And your family is here for all of it. We aren't going anywhere. We just need you to come back. This is the second time Day has driven to Wisconsin and taken Sophia from her home, police say. The two met online in April. Day drove to Wisconsin and took Sophia to his Arkansas home on July 29, according to the complaint. Her parents remained in contact with her and believed she was staying with friends in Beaver Dam, according to the complaint. They learned this was not the case when Arkansas law enforcement officers went to Day's home on December 10 for a probation check and found Sophia in his home. When she returned to Wisconsin, Day sent the teen several messages beginning January 26, threatening to harm himself because they were separated. Sophia's parents encouraged everyone.
That's exactly what I said. Let's see. Day drove to Wisconsin and took Sophia to his Arkansas home. I'm trying to figure out, this seems kind of weird. Day drove to Wisconsin and took Sophia to his Arkansas home on July 29th, according to the complaint. Her parents remained in contact with her and believed she was staying with friends in Beaver Dam. I mean, you didn't, that's so dodgy. I mean, she goes, yeah, I'm over in Beaver Dam, you know, and staying with friends in Beaver Dam. So you hadn't seen her for how long? I mean, they learned this was not the case when Arkansas law enforcement officers went to Day's home in December. So that would be in Arkansas. Her parents remained in contact with her and believed she was just, what, like up the street somewhere? And how long was that? I mean, wouldn't you want to call and talk to the parents or, you know, the family at some point, I guess? I don't know. So it's pretty weird.
Your value isn't found in how much money you make, how hard you work, or even the affirmation of others, read the parent's statement. Sophia, you are a soul made by God and fully known by God and entirely loved by God. You are a gift to us. Sophia is described by police as a white female, 5 feet 9 inches tall, and weighing roughly 186 pounds. She has brown hair and blue eyes. Day is described by police as a white male, 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighing roughly 165 pounds. He has blonde hair and green eyes. Police said Sophia and Day are likely traveling in a 2014 black Buick LaCrosse. Beaver Dam Police Chief John Kreuziger stressed they are swapping out license plates. The vehicle was last seen using a Pennsylvania license plate number KGW 518. Anyone with information is asked.
Yeah. Oops. Let me get that part again. That's important.
Parents Beaver Dam teen called daughter's disappearance.
I don't want to put it. So anyone with information is asked to call 888-304-3936 or just call 911 over there. See, the criminal complaint also stated a black Buick vehicle was parked 1 block south of Franklin's residence. So that means like this. So it's over here somewhere. Days vehicle parked. So how that would work, I guess, is that you go to the back of the house. Let's see. Just want to make sure I got the right one from above. Yes, it's that one. It's underneath this tree here. You can't really see it. I'm going to move this to right there. So they go to the back of the house, and I bet you then they kind of snuck through like this and then went down a street, and that's probably why maybe she doesn't come out on the front of the house. Then they got in the car, and after that point, they just took off, went on this Highway 151, and it was spotted right there. And he's heading towards Arkansas, but that'd be kind of stupid to go back to his house in Arkansas. But maybe he feels comfortable with that spot. You know, what we could do is look at some of his other places. I mean, he lived in Wisconsin at one point, too. You know, Waterloo, Wisconsin, which is over here. He lived there. He also lived in Jacksonville, Florida. Excuse me, I got the wrong. That's the wrong person. Never mind. Let me open up Day again. That was the father. He has like 36 addresses. Never seen anything like it. Okay, New York, and then he also has different places in Arkansas that he might be around. Let's see. So there's another one of Day that's south. And then also in 2016 lived in Sulphur Rock, Arkansas. Right here. Or maybe that's where he worked. And I mean, he's got just tons of 1804 Dill Street, Newport, Arkansas. All little small towns just hiding away. And these are all places he'd be familiar with. Okay, and then he has Indiana, Pennsylvania. So he has lived in Pennsylvania before. So that's sort of interesting. Maybe he drove partially to try to trick people that he was heading south, then went back to Pennsylvania over here. Because he had the Pennsylvania plates that he could throw on. But he lived here at one point, somewhere right around in here. Hey, thanks, Allie. Cake is going for a wave. Going for a wave. So, yeah, a whole bunch more Arkansas. Batesville. A lot of time. He lived in Batesville for quite a while. Maybe we could just put a pin there. Maybe it's a place he took her, but he doesn't live there now. So let's see. Okay, yeah. So he did have a place. He's still, I think he lives there right now. No, he lives in Cabot. So that was another address that he had. So he knows this Batesville area pretty well here. You know, maybe he's found a spot over there. think. I don't really have, that's all I got, you know. It's pretty wild, though. I mean, all the way up in Wisconsin. He's from Arkansas. He was heading south. He does have I think he had a connection to Pennsylvania. But he really knows Arkansas quite well. He obviously has a lot of different houses, lived there for years. So he could be in Arkansas somewhere in a place that he doesn't feel like law enforcement would know where he was at. Could be something like that. All right, don't leave Alley Cake hanging up there, you guys. It's not nice, you know. Alley Cake went out of her way. All right, let's see. Poor Alley Cake. I've seen she's tried that so many times, and it just to no avail. Oh, thanks, Lisa Valenzuela, for the buy me a coffee. Yeah, it really is. Kopaka is a conspiracy nutjob theory where a lot of really stupid people believe a lot of really stupid YouTubers who bring up a lot of really stupid things that you guys stupidly believe. And I'm talking about the ones who believe that stuff. It's almost embarrassing. I gotta be honest. Well, it is embarrassing. It's embarrassing that there's people out there that believe those kinds of things. It's scary. What are you talking about, Cindy? I bet that woman missing his grandma shows he lived up there around her. I don't know what you're talking about, Cindy. No idea. Are you talking about the person who randomly showed up and there's another person named Day that's missing, or what? Type in full sentences so people know what you're referring to. Hey, look at that. They jumped on Allie's wave. We got Linda Howe and Naomi. We might know each other. Hurry up. What are you referring to, Cindy? We got to keep moving along here. What is it? Okay. Yeah, just send me a link, Cindy. I don't know. I don't have time to do this sort of back and forth, just kind of randomly. If you have a link, let me know. Maybe we can find a connection. I can look him up, see if there's a name on there. That would be cool. Hey, look at Alley Cake got on her own wave because she was feeling so... Yeah, send me a link and then I'll check to see if the name's somewhere, okay? It's possible. You never know. I mean, that'd be interesting. Don't see it. Don't see it. Don't see it. What do you mean you look? I thought you said you knew what it was. Come on. You do this a lot, you know. Okay, the missing Arkansas was Belva Day. That's what you're saying? Okay. I went up to the chat to read it. All right, let's see. Police are searching for a missing 94-year-old woman from Mountain Home. A silver alert is issued for a missing 94-year-old woman from Mountain Home. Belva Day was last known to be at the residence located at 406 Highbridge Court, probably, in Mountain Home. All right, let's try it. Hey, wow, Tina... well, that was Tina G from earlier. Let's see, Court. I'm scrolled way up. I don't know if that's... I guess it's still in Arkansas somewhere up here. This is Miss Belva's car headed east. It's a gray car. It's not the same car. It was last seen on Thursday at 2 p.m. If any business have video cameras, well, it'd be interesting. Well, I mean, so it'd just be totally random, I guess, that unless it's a relative. Please check this time frame for sightings and help. Any help would be appreciated. That's this thing over here. This. Hold on. Hey, Moofies. Thank you. And Vicky White. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to find where is this mountain home place. It's amazing how people never put down the states on like Facebook or anything. It's just yeah, it's probably right here. That's Highway 62. Miss Belva's car headed east on Highway 62 bypass. It was last seen Thursday at 2 p.m. So High Bridge Court. That doesn't seem to exist in here. How about if I just do High Bridge Court? Yeah, it doesn't seem to exist. Hey, thanks Rubicon girl. Yeah, I don't know, you guys. I don't see... I can't find that address. 406 Highbridge Court, Mountain Home. Here's what I'll do, though. I'm going to look her up on my program. Alright. Let's see. Her name is Belva. Advanced search. Belva Day. Mountain Home. Arkansas, is that right? And she's 94. Okay, it says 95 Mountain Home. I mean, there's two of them here, so it's got to be, you know, it's 95 years old. It says here, and that has a different one, a 905, like Niblick Drive. Let me go to the other Belva E Day. I mean, how many Belva how many Belva days could there possibly be in a small town? Okay, here it is. 406 High Bridge Court. That's weird. All right, so it does look like it's the same. Now it's working. I already typed in 506, but I spelled out court, so here it is right there. This is where Belva Day lives. All right, this is Belva Day. And that's, you know, that is kind of on the way back from Wisconsin, right? Interestingly. And now we're going to go to Gary F. Day. All right, let's look at Gary F. Day and see if under his possible relatives. And her name is Belva. I don't even see any days under him. There's actually no days, people with the last name of Day underneath him. Mountain Home AR. $95. Let me try this other one. And then relatives. There's only one, and that person is Robert Day. So now I'll go to Robert Day and see if he's got a... He's only got one relative also. So it's going to be her. So there you go. There, I'm kind of stuck right there. And Peggy's not related, everybody. Peggy is not related in chat. She's just informed us. Peggy is not related. That's amazing. And I'm not sure, they don't really have a lot of information on her. She was traveling in a beige Buick, but wouldn't that be interesting if, I guess you could say that somehow, randomly, he goes and abducts her, and maybe she wasn't even in her vehicle. I don't know, but took her vehicle, and now he's in that beige vehicle and just randomly happened to have the last name of Day. I don't think so. Yeah, it's a pretty common name. That's what I said at the beginning. Didn't really want to go down the rabbit hole, but hey, we did it anyways. All right. But it's interesting that there's a person named Day in the same state that another guy named Gary Day might be heading to. Yeah, I guess we'll see. All right, well, guess what we're doing now? We're switching over. All right, switching over to the Idaho, what happened in the house scenario show. Yeah, sometimes. Usually they're a complete waste of time. Yep. Hey, had a Gray get some Arkansas. So many. I don't know. All right. So for all the people out there that aren't confused, like whenever you hear somebody say things just don't add up in the Kohberger case, run for the hills, because I've never seen a case that adds up more. I mean, this thing is like, it's a slam dunk. Kohberger's the killer, okay? So when you see people type in things just don't add up, they want to seem edgy, they want to seem like they're interesting, and, they're kind of onto something else, and, they're seeing things differently than the masses, etc. And man, they're the person that you need to be, really kind of honing in on what they're saying, because my God, I am so interesting, they're saying, okay? And the reality is Kohberger did it. So at that point, we can just figure out, like, what do you think he did when he was in there? Not whether or not it was Kohberger or not, because there isn't a doubt about it. Okay, now if you want to be on the side of trying to find a technicality of getting a quadruple killer off, you can go ahead and do that. But don't you think that's ludicrous to do? To spend all your days going, ooh, great move by what's-her-face. She's trying to get the DNA thrown out. And for anybody who knows about DNA out there, you would realize that it's incredibly powerful information. And just because you don't like the way that the tip was generated, meaning that the FBI went against the community guidelines of the site that it was on, is absolutely irrelevant. You know, it has nothing to do with, it doesn't interfere with Kohberger's rights of any kind whatsoever. They were just able to figure out that Bryan Kohberger's father's DNA was the, you know, I mean, the way it worked was, for those who don't remember, was, you know, after the homicides, they collected, they went in the house and they found the knife sheath, and then they swabbed the knife sheath for DNA, and then there was the one single source of DNA that they found was on the underneath the button snap of the knife sheath, a part that Kohberger missed. You know, he must have got it when he bought it on Amazon. He got that damn thing, and then he thought he wiped it all down before that night, but he missed that little spot on the bottom of the knife sheath where his DNA was deposited. So they collected that DNA, and as we suggested on this channel, almost immediately we said, why don't they try to do rapid DNA IgG? That'd be amazing if they could get at the front of the line in every process. I think it was Misty Gillis said that you could do it in 2 days, and that's exactly what they ended up doing. Was they had the DNA, they went off quickly, did IgG, didn't really work originally with the original DNA service company, and so the FBI took over. Then they utilized, you know, sort of a backdoor technique, or in this case, I guess they just used, I think it was family tree DNA, against its policies, where you can't use it for law enforcement use, but you do have access to many more, you know, millions of people. But they ignored that, and they did it. They were able to find out that, you know, it's in the Kohberger family, it's either the sister or him, you know. And so the thing is you know, well, you can rule out the daughter almost immediately, because Bryan Kohberger went to school in Pullman, Washington. And he also is a, you know, I forgot, it was like a criminology, what was the thing he's in? Is it criminology? I think it was, in the doctorate program there. And he had, you know, he's there at the time. So it led back to their house, and so they surveilled him, they tracked him back, and then they collected some samples out of the garbage can. It turns out that they actually told the garbage truck driver, hey, when you get this trash, can you keep it separate for us? So then they kept it separate, and then they tested DNA, and they could only find the biological father of the individual who left the sample on the knife sheath. And that was enough, though, to get a warrant for the arrest of Bryan Kohberger, because he's the one that lived there and went to school there, and just absolutely, you know, the odds of, I mean, it is Bryan Kohberger, right? So they swabbed Bryan Kohberger's mouth because of the tip that they got. It led right there. And then turns out that the DNA swab was a 1-to-1 match with the DNA that was on the knife sheath that was left at the crime scene. All right. And the knife sheath that was left at the crime scene was left there in a 12-minute window between 4:08 and 4:20, when the car is speeding away at a high rate of speed. That's when the knife sheath was left there. And the car that was driving around was a white Elantra, missing its front license plate, just like Bryan Kohberger. And so Bryan and Kohberger admits to driving around that night. Now he seems to have ditched that he drove out to that park and he was stargazing. Now they admit that he was even driving around out in the area, near the crime scene that night. There's just no evidence that his car was right there at the scene. It was just right a couple blocks away. That's the one that they can prove that it was there on. All right, so there you go. Bryan Kohberger is the killer, everybody. There is no doubt. I know that's not as fun to sit there and ruminate about a Brett Kopacka and a bunch of drug dealers and all these other different things, because it makes for really fun, neato content that you'll get from a couple of other YouTubers out there, a clown and a guy from England. But you'll hear that all day long, and everyone goes, ooh, you're really onto something. You're the best. And these people are trash, you guys. They are intentionally tricking you every single day, and I'm telling you the truth. You don't have to believe it, but that is the truth, what I'm telling you right now. And when this is all said and done, guess what? You'll still be big fans of theirs because they were so edgy. You should absolutely bail on those suckers because they were absolutely wrong and tricking you the whole time so that you would watch every single day all their videos. Now there is a trial, and you might have some wacko juror members out there, and who knows what'll happen. But I can tell you this: if Kohberger is not found guilty, a quadrupal killer is going to be walking around on the streets. That's the truth. All right, now if you guys are out there, if you can please help support this channel, who actually covers crime the correct way with factual information, working through the cases, I would appreciate it. We've got only 2 new members tonight. If we can get some more of those going, that'd be great. And if we could get the super chats and buy me a coffees going, that would be awesome as well. All right. And we just, if you're a channel member, go over to the members only videos and you'll see that we just got done giving out $6,000 out of the income from the channel to various, 3 different people who got scholarships in the criminal justice arena. All right. So we do a lot of great things here, and that all happens because of ad revenue, super chats, everything that comes in. At the end of the month, I give away a lot of the income that comes in a bulk form. Last month, we were only able to do $1,500, and you might go, wow, only $1,500? That's a lot. Well, we had a month where we gave $10,000 out. It was actually it was a crazy month in here. It was wild. But I gave out $10,000 one month, and I've given out 6 and 7 quite a few times. Last month was one of our worst ones we ever had, and I'm trying to get back to the good old days, I guess, where we actually are able to do those kinds of things. So if you have the ability to, I would appreciate it. All right, so anyways, we have the camera footage of a white Elantra, and people go, it's not a white Elantra, Gray. It's a LeBaron, or whatever the hell they call it, over and over again. These people, law enforcement has already said that the car driving here, what do you mean there's no sound? You can't hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Turn up your volume, Richard Watts. Thanks, Richard Watts. And Amber Maiden gifted a membership. And that was given to Val Gal. Now you can go watch the scholarship video. So there was a white Elantra in the area, and it made its initial first 3 passes. What I was going to do, though, let me get something out here. 20. There it is. I'm going to get the... is that the one that has everything in it? Yeah. So we're going to get this PDF file out just for the portion inside the house, because we're going to try to make everything work, everything fit to the information that is stated by Bethany Funk, for example. Not Bethany Funk, Dylan Mortensen. Bill Mortensen's really the only one that was really like right in the middle of it all. All right. So let me see if I have this words. Okay. I'm going to skip it down here so you can see this part. Yeah, right here it says, a review of multiple videos obtained from the King Road neighborhood showed multiple sightings of suspect vehicle 1 starting at 3:29 and ending at 4:20. I've seen all of those, all of that footage. You know, like, not every bit of the footage that they have, but I've seen this car that they're talking about in exactly those time frames. For example, at 3:29 and some odd seconds, like 40 seconds, the vehicle is seen right here on a Linda Lane camera filming down this direction. The vehicle drives by right there. Okay, then the vehicle comes this direction, and we haven't seen this footage yet, but it's picked up on 1112 King Road camera coming in like this. And then they say it makes the first of 3 passes, and it says it right here. It says, was observed traveling westbound on 700 block of Indian Hills Drive, Moscow at approximately 3:26. So it's crazy because it was spotted right over here at 3:26, right there, and the vehicle drove like this. Let me show you exactly how it drove. It went like this, and around, and up on Indian Hills Drive, and then came out on Steiner Avenue, took a left, and then at 3:28, it's driving by this A&W here, a camera that picked up that it had no front license plate on it. Then it drove around like this, and then up onto Taylor Avenue, and then it drove right by Linda Lane right here at 3:29 and 40 seconds or so. Then it drives this way, turns left onto King Road, comes in here, and then the neighbors show vehicle 1 makes an initial, you know, the cameras on the neighbors, how it says, let me just read the exact thing. These sightings show suspect vehicle 1 makes an initial 3 passes by the 1122 King Road residence and then leave via Walenta Drive. So that means that after it had done all the passes, it left on Walenta Drive. I originally thought each time it made the loop, it went out on Walenta Drive. Based on my experience as a patrol officer, this is a residential neighborhood with very limited number of vehicles that travel in the area during the early morning hours. Upon review of the video, there are only a few cars that enter and exit the area during this time frame. And it just so happens it's an Elantra. There's a lot of Elantras out there, Gray. You mean that drive around at 4 in the morning, missing a front license plate at the same time that Kohberger said he was driving around? Yeah, that's a miracle. It can be seen driving eastbound on King Road. So listen to this. Suspect vehicle, it made its, the first 3 passes. We see those on a camera that's mounted on this building filming this direction. The vehicle drives through here at like, I'm kind of just guessing at the time, it was like 3:33 or so, then comes back again at 3:40 something, and then 3:59, and then on its last pass, listen to what it says. It says, suspect vehicle 1 can be seen entering the area at 4:04. So it's like up in this area at 4:04, driving right there. Then it comes around, and then it turns around right back here. And we see this all on this camera. It comes back here and turns around. It says it. It can be seen driving eastbound on King Road. And it's actually Queen Road. That's a mistake. This is King Road and this is Queen Road. But it's driving eastbound on King Road, stopping and turning around in front of 500 Queen Road number 52. That's what this building is. Okay? So it's absolutely astonishing how accurate it is. And we see it turn around here. Remember how it pulls forward, then it backs up like this, and then it comes out this direction, and then it's seen in front of King Road residence. It appears to unsuccessfully attempt. So apparently it's like right here, and they must be seeing the lights off of the buildings over here, so they can see kind of what it's trying to do. Like the vehicle's trying to turn around or park right here, but it's unsuccessful. So then it drives right over here and does a 3-point turn at Queen and King Road. So it backs up, so it probably drives like this, turns in, backs up, and then goes back this direction. And then we see it on camera again, right back here at 4:07 and like 30 seconds. It's right back here, and then it drives out of view at like 40 something seconds. And then that means it's going to park right here at 4:08, because that same vehicle is leaving at 4:20 at a high rate of speed. So that means after the car stopped at 4:08, it doesn't leave for 12 more minutes, and we know that the murders hadn't happened yet because Xana Kernodle is waiting and still up and had just received a DoorDash, right? And she was still using her apps. You guys following along here? Man, I got this. What do you mean? Well, you don't have to say. You think you have to say he's been guilty for so? I mean, he's been guilty since we've been going over this stuff. It's so obvious. There's people out there that are just conspiracy nutters who, and actually, it's what do you call it? I mean, I know there's some of you guys that watch and go, I don't know, Gray, I don't know. That's just because you've been listening to people who are selling you a bill of goods. I'm telling you that we've gone over this, and Bryan Kohberger is, without a doubt, the killer of these people. Now, he's got to go to a trial and do all those things, and yeah, he's innocent until proven guilty, blah, blah, blah. But my opinion is he absolutely is the killer. Yeah, and it's amazing. And they have hell of a lot more than you ever get to hear about, because they aren't going to put out the really damning stuff. The defense team is, and the prosecution, just like in the Delphi case, isn't sharing anything. Hey, thanks, Joshua. Yeah, I could definitely use your guys' support tonight. We're about 50%. It'd be nice to try to reach a goal from time to time. It's been a long time. I'd like to be able to give out the 5 memberships, but we're currently only at about 50%. So, but thanks, Joshua. That'd be cool. All right, so here we go. Here is the house. If we go back, right here. So I want people just to think of it like this, though. So after the vehicle is seen on camera at 4:08, finishing its final pass, it stops right here, back here somewhere. Somewhere right back in here, that car stopped. And then it leaves at 4:20. And inside of that 12 minutes, a knife sheath was left in that house that had Bryan Kohberger's DNA on it in those 12 minutes. And we know that because Xana Kernodle was still alive and just receiving a DoorDash. And she was one of the people killed. So the murders happened between 4:08 and 4:20. I think more likely 4:09 or maybe even 4:10 and 4:18. So like a 7 or 8 minute window. And I've made videos showing how excruciatingly long 8 minutes is. It's a long time. Hey, thanks, Joshua. Appreciate it. Got it. Thank you. So here's the house before they tore it down. This is probably 6 months before. Yeah. Looks like this is April, maybe more like 8 months. I think it was right around December sometime where it was torn down. I was there. And you can't really see the house anymore. They blurred it out all over the place. You can see the balcony. That's Kaylee Goncalves' room right through the window there. Yeah, I wish everybody felt like that, Joshua. That'd be great, but fortunately it's not like that. All right, so let's let's just go to my model here. So we know the killer didn't enter the house through the front door. Okay, that isn't part of the case, nor has it ever been discussed in that way. They parked back behind the house back here. Maybe I can pull open our should I get out the Insta360? Yeah, I mean, I was there. I could see. You can see right into Madison Mogen's room. I think she was the target of the whole thing. I'm going to try to open up this. Is that it? Oh yeah, this is when I was there in the summertime. Right, so it's not as good. I mean, you can't... yeah, so you can see right there, that's the house. I like it's better to do the one in the winter, because it looks the way it looks. But there's the window into Madison Mogen's room there. And there's the front of the house. There's the front door, front windows, everything. So that's what it looks like, except there was glass windows, obviously, and everything seemed normal back then. Yeah, so where you were looking at originally, I was back behind the house. You can see right in the Madison Mogen's room. There's dirt underneath there. There's, backfilled in a hill that comes up. So you're probably about like here, and then you just park your car, walk down the hill, and you're right there. It's really it's crazy, simple. Get why they agreed to tear. I do, because how long does it sit there for? Through his appeals and everything? I mean, it's ridiculous. When there's crimes in downtown, in cities, they don't sit there and go, well, everybody, let's keep it sitting here for the next 3 years. We're going to, they had enough time to scan it, take a jillion photographs. It's just, it is what it is. To me, it makes sense. All right, so here we go. We're going to look at the camera shot from the head of the person. But I was going to do something different on this, was take off, like here's the roof here. We can take that one off. We can take this one off. And now you can actually see, eventually the person comes, so here they are, they're coming up the stairs, right? And they got a camera on their head that I got to keep attached, but so this is Xana Kernodle's room here. Then back down the hallway. And through, then you step down that one little step there. And then you're actually, this is Dylan Mortensen's room. So watch. See that? You can see him walking into that room because I have him go in there. And then out. And now he's going to turn left. See, way down in there through that little opening. He's going to go up the stairs. Like that. Then once you go up the stairs, this is Kaylee Goncalves' room. And the camera just goes in and he walks through a bed. It doesn't really matter. It's just a camera. Then this direction, and then this is Madison Mogen's room. And this is where they were found, pretty much in that position, I believe, that I have right here. So he goes in there and he walks through the bed, because I don't really, you're not, I'm just looking at it normally through the camera. So if I just switched over right now to the camera, watch. See, it's in that room, and then it turns, and then there you go, they're right there. And then comes out of that room, goes down the stairs, and so you can see right there, he just came down the stairs and then left. And this isn't the order. I just have him, and then he exits the house right there through the kitchen. See, I just have it stop right there. So that was really just kind of a tour camera on that one. But hey guys, let's try to get the support up for the channel tonight. We're just been frozen for a long time here. So if you guys can please help support the channel, I'd appreciate it. I've been having success with importing Google 3D map data into Blend. I haven't been able to do that. I've tried to do that thing where you have the software and then you press a button. I think it's right here. It's not related at all to what I'm doing, what you're talking about. It was this, like you have to use a certain version of Chrome or something, and then I can't remember what it was. I'd have to go back and watch. But yeah, you have the 3D version of Google Earth open, you kind of rotate it around and it captures data. And then but definitely super chat worthy, don't you think, guys? Alright, so what do you guys think? See, the killer came in through the door down here, the slider. So it's like kind of like this angle. They came in the slider. And then, do you get who? It's just interesting, like, who thinks that, like, Dylan Mortensen was killed first? Not Dylan Mortensen. I meant Xana Kernodle. Jesus. Dylan Mortensen's alive. Who thinks that Xana Kernodle and Ethan Chapin were killed first? Because it's kind of interesting, right? Because she would be awake and almost in the kitchen, but somebody says, hey, somebody's here. And they think that was Kernodle. Right? That's what they thought. Like, somebody's here. Now, did he do something to them first? Or did he make his way upstairs, and then as he's coming down, or like, I guess you could say something like, there's a whole bunch of different theories. Yeah, so let's say this is Xana's room over here, Xana's room. And she's over here. And let's say she got the DoorDash delivery, so she's awake. And then maybe Kohberger's upstairs. She goes into the kitchen, and when she's walking out, she's like, man, I think somebody's here, And then goes this direction, and then not too long, maybe Kohberger's coming down the stairs and sees her and attacks, and then Ethan sort of comes over and he just attacks both of them over here and kills them. And then he realizes, hey, where the hell's my knife sheath? Then he walks back out. If this is in the scenario where he doesn't leave the knife sheath as a signature. And then he goes up these stairs over here. And then he looks for it. You can't find the knife sheath. Then he comes back down, and then he hears whimpering, and he realizes he hasn't finished off Xana yet. And then goes in there and kills her, and that's where you hear the thud sound, and then he leaves the house at that point. So that's how you can explain that portion. Like the part where there's like whimpering, and then somebody says, hey, I'm here to help you. I think that's Kohberger speaking to Xana, who's already been injured. So if you were already attacking somebody and killing them, you're not going to say, hey, I'm here to help you, because they already know that you're not some other person. Right? But then if you leave for a moment and come back, you might be able to say those words to keep them from screaming or something, and then you kill them. All right? Well, hey, thanks for another Venmo there. Joshua, I appreciate it. Yeah, so everyone always talks about this unknown male blood DNA. Nobody said it was blood DNA. Nobody said anything like that. They just said unknown DNA. Ah, jeez. And then more blood DNA found on the glove. You guys believe anything that you're told, Clinton Haynes. I mean, honest to God, right? Anything that you're told, you just believe it. Have you heard any news outlets mention that at all? Have you heard anybody say that at all? Wouldn't that be the biggest story in the world if that was true? Oh my God, there was unknown blood DNA on the... I mean, where did you come up with that? Did somebody try to trick you with that one? That they were told she was attacked first. Oh, really? Well, that's one of the things that that's what my original theory was, that she was attacked first. And that's, remember when I would go through in my scenario about when he came back, I'm here to help you, that he killed them first, then went upstairs. And if that's the case, then I think the knife sheath has a better chance that it was left there as a signature. Not a signature, but more of a calling card. You know, Kohberger, the K-bar killer, you know, something like that. But his name wouldn't be out there. Or maybe he was going to leave an item from at the crime scene from every next crime, something similar to that. This was just going to be his first. But in that scenario, he goes into the house, sneaks down the hall. You know, the hall's right down underneath here. So he comes in underneath like that, and then goes up the stairs, comes up, and then goes immediately into this room, and is shocked to see that there's Kaylee's in there too, so has a little bit of a battle there and attacks them. And maybe at that point, I mean, that would be the second, that would be the secondary story, I guess. So I guess in the other one would be he comes into the house, Xana's in the kitchen, like doing DoorDash, and then sort of sees this guy coming down the hill or something, and goes, "Hey, there's somebody coming, or somebody's here." And then that person follows him over here and kills both of them, stabs him multiple times, thinks he killed both of them. Then after that goes up the stairs and makes his way all the way upstairs, and then kills Madison and Kaylee. And then when he goes back downstairs, he hears moaning and groaning coming from over here. So then he goes around, and whimpering sounds. And he goes around and says, "Hey, it's okay, I'm here to help you," to keep him quiet. Then he finishes off Xana, and she sort of falls to the ground. There's a thud. Then he leaves this direction, passes. Dylan Mortensen's looking out the door, and then goes out, down here, comes out that sliding glass door. So there's one. Man, you guys are a tough crowd. How are we going to get the super chats up tonight in the chat? Try to get something moving in here. Spent about like 30 minutes of nothingness. I'm doing the best that I can. Yeah, well, if he was looking for his knife sheath, he definitely would have gone back upstairs, right? So if you don't believe he was looking for his knife sheath, then okay, then I'm on that same page. See, I have two theories. One of them involves him looking for the knife sheath. The other one is the knife sheath is like a signature of some sort. Hey, wow, thanks Marriott L's and Kaylee and Mary C. I don't know what a czar is, but let's see. 700 czar is, let's see, what is that? Looks like 37 something. Hey, thank you. Very cool, very cool. What is czar anyways? Oh, it's Spain? Thank you. Appreciate it. And thanks, Val Gal. We are 48 short of the old goal. Or the new goal. The shorter, lower goal. So if you guys can get to that, that'd be awesome. And then I'll send in. If you get to the 48 more, I'll send in 5 memberships. All right. I'll give them out. All right, so let's see what it says in here. It says, and thank you again, Val Gal, Marriott L's, Kaylee, and Mary C. I think this is the only time you ever killed anybody. News crasher. I know you want it to be something more. You're always crashing the news. All right, let's see. Let's go back up here where it talks about Dylan Mortensen. So this is where you can sort of try to figure out what happened in there. So Dylan Mortensen stated she originally went to sleep in her bedroom on the southeast side of the 2nd floor. And then Dylan Mortensen stated she was awoken. Well, let me just do one walkthrough before, just so that everybody, without being from above. Let me put the roofs back on. All right, so here is the way that the house is laid out. This is the front door. And then right when you come through the front door, to the right is a storage room that you can see just there on the right. Then there's a bathroom and a utility room, laundry room, I think, right here. Then right here is Bethany Funk's room. This room is right below the living room. So she's not directly in, right below a crime scene or anything. Then you exit her room, and there's the storage facility. And on the left is the bathroom and the laundry room. There's the front door right there. Then you go up the stairs, and there's a TV and this little nook on the wall there. Then there's a couch here. And then if you take a right and you walk down the hallway, that's Xana's room. And in this room was Ethan Chapin and Xana Kernodle. There's a bathroom right there on the right. Then you go this direction, and then there's this little step down, one step down, and then this right here is Dylan Mortensen's room with a window going out back. Then here's the stairs that go upstairs. And when you get to the top of the stairs, you take a left. That is Kaylee Goncalves' room. And that's a balcony right above the kitchen. Right, the sliding glass door in the kitchen is right below this sliding glass door. So just downstairs is the kitchen. And there's a dog apparently was found in the room. Then that's a bathroom right there and straight ahead. And then this is Madison Mogen's room, who I think was the target. Just out there, you would see the vehicle parked right out there. Yeah, I think you would leave it out so somebody could find it immediately if you wanted it to be a calling card. Anyways, right here, this is how they say that Kaylee Goncalves was like this, sitting like this, and then sort of hunched over in the corner, and then Madison Mogen was on her stomach there because the knife sheath was on her right-hand side. And it wasn't, they didn't say it was between the girls. So then, after you exit this room, you go down the steps, and at the bottom of the steps, that's Dylan Mortenson's room on the right, the living room straight ahead, the stairs that go down, and then to the left is the kitchen, and this is the sliding glass door that's right below Kaylee Goncalves' room. Alright, so does that all make sense to everybody? It's not as complicated as a house as everybody makes it seem. It's not well constructed, it's kind of weird, you know, but it's not that complicated. Alright, so let's go back to this where it said, Dylan Mortenson stated she originally went to sleep in her bedroom on the southeast side of the second floor. Dylan Mortenson stated she was awoken at 4 a.m., approximately 4 a.m., right? So, you know, this is around the time. Like, when people say 4 a.m., does it mean it was exactly 4 a.m.? I mean, 4 a.m. is, if you were being precise, you'd say 4:02 and 37 seconds. You know, 4 a.m. is just around that time. It is around that time. 4:08 is the time that the white Elantra parked its car. By what she stated, sounded like Goncalves playing with her dog in one of the upstairs bedrooms. So, does that... Now, when you say playing with her dog, I would have loved to hear a better description of what she meant by... Well, when you said it sounded like she's playing with her dog, what did you hear? Did you merely hear the collar jingling, or was it like steps pounding on the ground like it was chasing around the dog? And if that's the case, then what she likely heard would have been Kohberger up in the bedroom. Because you got to picture this again when I say bedroom, up in Madison's room. All right, so look at this. Is Dylan Mortenson's room right here. There's the stairs that go up. Right here, let me see, right above, right up here, that is Madison Mogen's bedroom. It would have been really loud, pounding up there. Okay, did she hear it from right above, or was it sort of like, oh, it kind of came from a distance? Maybe that was, maybe it was the dog or whatever, That's the thing. And so just look at that. This is Dylan Mortenson's room. And then, if you remember, I'll back up a little bit. That's Dylan Mortenson's room right there on the left. And then look how close it is to even Xana's room, right there, right? So you're just right there, and then boom, there's Dylan Mortenson's room. It's not far away at all. Then you go up the stairs, and I go into Kaylee's room, but if I didn't, I would have gone up the stairs and took an immediate right, and now I'm right above Dylan Mortenson's bedroom. The bathroom here is also above Dylan Mortenson's bedroom. Madison Mogen's bedroom is really tiny, very small. She stated it was awoken approximately 4 a.m. by what she stated sounded like Goncalves playing with her dog in one of the upstairs bedrooms, which was located on the third floor. A short time later, Dylan Mortenson said she heard who she thought was Goncalves say something to the effect of, "There's someone here." But then it says a review of records obtained from forensic download of Kernodle's phone showed this could have been Kernodle, as her cellular phone indicated she was likely awake and using TikTok, the app, at approximately 4:12 a.m. Right, so at 4:12 a.m., she's awake. I mean, so what's crazy about that 4:12 a.m. right there is that is only, that is 4 minutes after Kohberger's car would have parked. Okay? So let's say Kohberger parked his car And knowing him, you know, like it sounds like he was into sort of protecting his DNA and all that kind of stuff. I would be shocked if he didn't do some sort of DNA or blood spatter mitigation prior to entering the home. For example, you know, placing a plastic bag outside of the vehicle, and maybe, you know, a change of clothes perhaps, and, you know, sort of underneath his car right there. And then when that was all set up, probably at like 4:09 and, you know, maybe 4:10, he goes into the house and goes upstairs. And maybe that's around the time where you hear Xana say something like, "Hey, there's someone here." Or maybe that is maybe that is Xana Kernodle, or not Xana. Kaylee Goncalves may have said that, right? Upstairs. Maybe she said that to Madison or something. But that's pretty crazy that she's using the TikTok app for probably 2 to 3 minutes of the time that Kohberger was actually in that house, right? Isn't that wild, you guys? Let's see, a review of records. Okay, we already that. And that says, Dylan Mortensen stated she looked out of her bedroom but did not see anything when she heard the comment about someone being in the house. So, you know, was that Xana in her room who said that? Or was that somebody upstairs? Because that easily could be, you know, Madison or Kaylee who said that, because that's still quite a bit of time. You know, 4:12 might be the time that Xana was actually killed. And so that would sort of put her... Yeah, see, that's why it seems like Xana... Okay, so here you go. You got Kohberger, parks his car at 4:08, does the mitigation stuff, goes into the house, and then it's 4:11... You know, 4:10, 4:11, and then he hears Xana go, "Hey, there's somebody here!" And he quickly goes over and dispatches both Xana and Ethan, and that's why at 4:12 she wasn't on the app anymore. And then at 4:12, you know, 4:13 he goes upstairs and he kills Kaylee and Madison up in that room. Then he comes back down the stairs, and then at that point, Xana says, you know, is whimpering, and he's said to her, it's okay, I'm here to help, something like that. And then he kills her permanently at that point because she was still alive. He didn't realize she was still alive. So, man, that actually makes sense, doesn't it? That he killed at 4:12. That's so early on that it's hard to believe that would be later. So he would have killed Xana and Ethan first. He thought he killed both of them. Then he goes upstairs and kills Madison and Kaylee. Then he comes back downstairs and hears Xana say something to the effect of, or, you know, whimpering, and then he says, "Hey, I'm here to help you." And then he goes in and he kills her, and her body hits the ground. Maybe she's kind of up a little bit, trying to make it, you know, trying to get out. He kills her, and she falls to the ground, and there's a thud sound, and then he exits the house, goes up, then he takes off his bloody clothes, puts it in the bag. He had gloves on, let's say. Obviously, he seems like somebody that would do that. Took off the gloves, put them also in the bag, and then he put the bag that he put all the clothing in to another bag, put that in a car, then he drove away at a high rate of speed of 420. I think that actually makes sense, doesn't it? That makes some sense right there. What do you guys think? Doesn't that make sense right there? I do. That's crazy. All right, let's see if we can get some more of those buy me a coffees. I want to be able to put some money into our scholarship fund at the end of the month.
Yeah, doesn't work like that. I'm Oni. You deal with whatever you can when you get there. If there's somebody awake, you'd have to take them out first. You're not going to go, hey, can you excuse me really quick there, Xana? I don't know your name, but you seem to be like, hey, there's somebody here. Let me go upstairs and kill somebody first, then I'll come back down. Yeah, I don't think so, News Crasher. Yeah, so I think Madison Mogen was his target. I don't think Kaylee Goncalves, she obviously wasn't even supposed to be there. She definitely wasn't supposed to be in the room. And I think he meant to go in there. I think he was just going to... I used to think that he went there to kill every single person in the home because of how many people were killed. But when you think about it, 2 of the people killed were not even supposed to be there. They're collateral damage. Xana was killed because she just so happened to be awake and ordering DoorDash. Her boyfriend was killed because he was there, and Kaylee Goncalves was killed because she was in the wrong room that night, or even there. Like she hadn't been around for a while. She just happened to be there that weekend. All right, you guys, we got 48 more to go, and then I'll give away the 5 memberships. Who's going to help? Who's going to be a taker tonight? Who's going to do it? Did say he didn't have to go upstairs, so maybe Ethan and Xana were first. Yeah, he did say that. He did say that. I remember thinking, that's why originally at the beginning we thought that, or I did anyways, that Xana was first. Yeah, he didn't have to go upstairs, so if they were killed first... well, I mean, like the thing is, if you went there to kill everybody in the house, well, then he did have to go upstairs. But what he's kind of saying is, you know, it doesn't really make a lot of sense, to be honest, what he said. It's kind of a weird statement. You know, he didn't have to go upstairs. All right, he didn't have to do anything. But you make it sound like he didn't have to go upstairs. That would imply that Xana was the target. Like if she was the target, she was first. He didn't have to go upstairs. Okay, but I think most people don't believe Xana was a target and that Madison was a target, and therefore he did have to go upstairs. And Kaylee just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time and probably fought. Yeah, but she'd already, she wasn't still staying there. Like, I think she just came back that weekend or something. Remember? She wasn't just still hanging out there. Oh, yeah? Okay. Well, that'd be interesting if that's what the aunt said. I guess I'll have to go look that up more. I think that she came back that weekend to visit or something. She already moved out most of her stuff, I thought. No. Hey, News Crasher, can you stop, man? It gets really old and boring. Every show, the same shit over and over. It's never accurate, just kind of... Thanks. Let's see. Now he would have killed Xana and Ethan at the same time, right at the same moment. You know, and they were both out, they were drinking too. Alcohol makes it easy for these people, okay? She was staying at parents for the most part. Right, that's right, exactly. She went there to show people the car, yeah, exactly. I think she was already out of there, really. Come on, Joshua, thanks. Send another one. Alright, I'll do the... It sounds like you guys aren't going to do it tonight, so I'm going to do it again. Here we go. Alright, there you go. Maybe you guys can... Anyways, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Alright, so let's do... Maybe we can do polls on this. I think that a lot of it will be really close to what we have. It'll just be really detailed. Really detailed information. And I think it'll just be... It's going to be a slam dunk, the trial. So it wasn't even close to the goal, but if you guys can help get there, that'd be great. We've got the... Although Joshua got us there pretty close. Your Mom, Pam from New York, Detective Wisdom, The Saint. How about you guys get more memberships for people? All right, we've got people watching that aren't members. Hell, Joshua isn't even one. Get him one, you guys. What do you think was the main motivation for the murders? I think he's kind of like, I think he's similar to Elliot Rodger, kind of a sort of an incel type guy, even though, maybe, all the girls now think he's hotter than hell, but, he was really awkward, struggled, hey, you have nice birthing hips, not, your eyes look like a lizard, okay? Yeah, he said, you have nice birthing hips. Hey, thanks, Mariette, for the coffee. Didn't see that till just now. Thank you. Yeah, cool. That'd be awesome, Joshua. Yeah, Lisa, we went over a whole thing on... I made an entire video on... Was Kohberger inspired by Bundy? And I did that before anybody else was doing it. It was back in like December of that same year. Gray smartass comments are the best towards the haters. Yep, there you go. Gray. Yeah, so you got to look at it like this. How about this? Ted Bundy lived in Pennsylvania and moved to Washington. Well, guess what? That's exactly the same thing that Kohberger did. And then he attacked sorority girls at a off-campus sorority house where, Bundy in Florida killed the sorority girls. Then, interestingly, when he went home to Pennsylvania, he drove right through, almost like an homage to to Bundy. He drove through, Idaho and Utah. It was like this whole, like a route right through all of the places where Bundy killed people. He didn't make it to Florida, though. Hey, good night, Richard Watts. Rolling. Well, I gifted 5 memberships. Let's get some memberships gifted, you guys. Thank you. With the studies, he grew intrigued. All right, let me keep going through this. Dylan Morrison stated she looked out of her bedroom but did not see anything when she heard the comment about someone being in the house. That's because Kohberger was maybe back there killing them. Stated she opened her door a second time. It'd be great to know the time frame here. When she heard what she thought was crying coming from Kernodle's room. Dylan Mortensen said she heard a male voice say something to the effect of, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." Now there's people that actually think that that is Ethan Chapin. I mean, that's ridiculous, you guys. Is that something? Do you think Ethan Chapin would say something like that? It's okay, I'm going to help you. You know, no, they were both being stabbed by Kohberger. Right? So that's something you say to somebody as you're just now seeing them. And then at approximately 4:17 a.m., a security camera located at 1122 King Road residence, immediately to the northwest of 1122 King Road, picked up distorted audio of what sounded like voices or a whimper, followed by a loud thud. So I think this is my final theory that I have, is that Kohberger parked his car at 4:08. He got together the blood spatter mitigation, enters the home at like 4:10. He hears Xana say, "Hey, there's somebody here." He tracks that down. He kills Xana and Ethan. Ethan was probably even still sleepy, just laying on a bed or something, and Xana had gotten the DoorDash at 4, but was, you know, probably ate it and was sort of sitting, you know, maybe he'd already gone back to the kitchen, put the bag in there, and then went back to the room, and then says, "Oh, there's somebody here," and then he attacks them and kills them, and they're dead by 4:12. And he goes upstairs and finds that, and it was quiet, like there wasn't a lot of sound to it, and he thought he had killed Ethan and Xana. Then he goes upstairs and he goes into Madison's room and he sees that when he gets in there, he realizes that there's two people in there. And then, you know, maybe he stabs Madison, and then Kaylee sees it and starts getting him in a fight, and then it was just really brutal, like he attacked her like it was somebody he was fighting, much like Libby in the Delphi case. So he's fighting her, and then he kills her too, and now it's like 4:16 or something. And he goes downstairs and he hears the whimpering sound, and he says, "It's okay, I'm here to help you." And then he ends up, because he hears the whimpering and he knows that there's a survivor of his original attack, and that turns out to be Xana, and he kills her, and maybe she's even sort of on her feet trying to get somewhere, and he kills her, and then there's a thud sound as she hits the ground, and then he exits the house after 4:17, goes up to his vehicle, does the blood spatter mitigation stuff, gets into his car, and takes off at a high rate of speed. Now that's your own, come on, I'm going to get rid of this guy. He's just... Was I breaking up to all of you guys? Was it really? Yeah, it's just born that way. We, the captain now, that's just, you know, I mean, what drove, you know, Ed Kemper to kill? Because, you know, they say, "Oh, his mom," you know, or it's just the way they are, man. What do you mean, yes? What do you, God, just type a sentence, for God's sakes. Let's see. Maybe I was talking too loud, like that. It clips out, right? Maybe if I turn it down. What about like that? Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1. I think I was too close to it. Oh wait, hold on. Let me check something. Maybe I wonder if I have it on the wrong. Let's see what happens. Come on, you guys. Are you going to get the memberships? Let's do it. We got to get the show on the road tonight. All right. How about that? That should be better audio right there, because they shifted me to the voice mod virtual audio device microphone. So that should be 100 times better, I would think. Testing 1, 2, 3. Is that better? But I could hear and see you fine, Greg. Does anybody have a better theory that makes more sense given the facts of the case? Gotta make sure everything fits in there. Yeah, I don't see, I'm not getting the wheel of death in here. I don't have any messages either that say. Oh yeah, Bundy with all the traffic cameras and, you know, DNA, etc. No, it doesn't affect the internet signal. God, I just want to reach the goal so badly on YouTube. You know, be able to look at it. It's just been so long. Froze, then went lickety split. Yeah, it just seems to work, doesn't it? Let's see. So then, yeah, so Dylan Mortensen stated she opened the door for the third time after she heard the crying and saw a figure clad in black. So that's how it works. That's after that person killed, you know, Xana, you know, for the second time in his mind. Then he walks by Dylan Mortensen. Walking towards Dylan Mortensen, described the figure as 5'10" or taller, which is, he was 66 foot. Not very muscular, but athletically built with bushy eyebrows. Definitely has bushy eyebrows, and we knew about that before that. The male walked past Dylan Mortensen as she stood in a frozen shock phase. So she stood in a frozen shock phase. The male walked towards the back sliding glass door. Dylan Mortensen locked herself in a room after seeing the male. This leads investigators to believe that the murder left the scene. The male walked towards the... Okay, so she saw the person actually turn right and head towards the sliding glass door. The combination of Dylan Morton's statements to law enforcement, reviews of forensic downloads of records from Bethany Funk and Dylan Mortensen's phone, and video of a suspect vehicle as described below leads investigators to believe the homicides occurred between 4 a.m. and 4:25. Well, yeah, it's actually 4:08 and 4:20 because the car is speeding away at a high rate of speed at 4:20, and you see it driving around at 4:08. So you already know that. You know, so that's just a generous time frame there. It's only a 12-minute window. Hey, look at that. Grandmother 14. And look at that. Their first super on a live stream. How cool is that? Thank you. And then we got Mary C. gifted a membership to Levitating Elephant. Whatever the hell that means. That'd be pretty tough. What does grandmother 14 mean? Meaning there was already 13 other people? No, of 14. Holy crap. Really? That's amazing. So let me guess. You had 5 kids, and 4 of them had 3 kids, and 1 of them had 2. Is that right? Come on. Oh, you like those? Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, that's our second year. The first year was a tremendous burden on Plato and Zozo, who they went over diligently, something like over 500 written applications. And then this year I switched it over to video only submission. They obviously give you other information too, but when you think about that, that's pretty crazy. Because, you know, when they're written ones, people can just use AI and all that crap, and you would never know if they... But when it's a video, it's just them on video telling their story. So I think it made it a hell of a lot easier for them. Wouldn't you agree, Plato and Zozo, that it was a little easier? But thank you guys for doing that anyways. I think it could be Kaylee too. It might explain some of his... What are you talking about? Oh. Well, thank you. Did you just had that other surgery, right? Is that the one where they grafted your... and thank you so much. Is that the one where they... Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can get this. Oh, I got it on the screen a little bit. Alright, very cool. Look at that. It's the first time I've seen it just past our low goal for like a week. No, I don't think there's a chance in hell there's an acquittal. Yeah. No way, man. No way. Yeah, oh, was it 992? Jesus. See, doesn't that just make you a little bit suspicious? And how many video were there? 50 or something? I mean, it was totally different. I mean, why wouldn't you do a video? It's the easiest thing in the world. And as a matter of fact, your odds are a hell of a lot better. Yes, recovering now. Won't know if it worked for a bit. Yeah, you'd still do the trade-off, wouldn't you? That fix your jaw over the movement of your wrist, I guess. I mean, it sucks to have either one, but one's probably not really painful. It's just like, God, I can't use this. Well, they can't. There is no reasonable doubt in the case. It's just sometimes dumb people believe something is reasonable. That's the way it works, okay? And the defense is trying to get people to, buy into this whole DNA stuff. They're trying to remove stuff that is absolutely damning, like the DNA found on the knife sheath. All it is a tip. And they had to verify the tip, and the tip led to Bryan Kohberger, and that's it. That's the only way the judge should look at it. It doesn't matter where it came from. Then we'd have to start questioning psychics, when the psychics say something, or a informant, etc., etc. That's cool. That's amazing. So you don't have pain or anything in your jaw now. That's wild. That's crazy. He has been looking skinny. I think he knows. He's withering away, much like, because he wanted to be a serial killer, like, yeah, look at me, man. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to be a serial killer. And it just didn't work out for him. And then he thought he'd be a badass and try to, like, get, he thought he could game the system. I was so smart and everything. Now he sees, oh, shit. Oh, crap, they got me on that, too. Oh, crap. So he's just withering away like Gollum in Lord of the Rings. He and Richard Allen should be in the same cell together. But it is true, right? Like, don't you think there's dumb people out there that believe something is reasonable when it isn't? Like, my definition of reasonable doubt is totally different than some people. there's people out there that think that reasonable doubt means like just is there just some kind of a possibility, you know, even if it's an alien spacecraft, that's reasonable. I bet he just doesn't eat very much. Not everyone is saying the frat placed the sheath. Oh, jeez. Yeah, because they were there before. You know, because they got there before, so they went upstairs in the room and they put the... These people. Can anybody come up with something right now? Anybody out there? Yeah, she does kind of disagree with a lot. She always tries to seem like the... Look at me, I'm the one that's going to be throwing out the... Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah, that doesn't matter what I say. She always has some kind of contrarian comeback that's never anywhere near as good or factual. It's just like, well, what about this then? And left the sheath by accident. I don't believe that was intentional. Well, that's what you think. I think he left it there intentionally. I think there's a chance. Decent chance. I think it's 50-50 that he left the knife sheath there as a calling card. Nah, they are though, Danny. There's a lot of dumb people out there that watch YouTube. And if it comes out that it's reasonable doubt, then they're idiots, okay? Because there is no reasonable doubt here. You know, maybe the defense will be able to come up with something that seems to be reasonable, but it'll all be smoke and mirrors because Bryan Kohberger is 100% the killer. Unfortunately, you seem like someone that doesn't seem to know that. Let's see. I just think some people like to do the opposite of the majority thinking they're cool. Right. Well, unfortunately, I'm the opposite of the majority in this case. Almost every YouTuber that's making videos out there are saying, oh, he got screwed. It's Brett Kopaka. You know, it's this and that. It's this and that and the other thing, etc., blah, blah, blah. There is no reasonable doubt. Can anybody point out any, just the smallest bit of reasonable doubt? Give me something that is almost like just anything. It doesn't even have to be reasonable doubt. Give me something like, well, I'm just not sure because, and then fill in the blank. How about you, Danny? You got something? I think, yeah, she kind of is. She was really terrible during the DNA stuff. Were you here when Dr. Fitzpatrick was on here? Jeez. I mean, I could even tell when I was listening the stuff that she didn't seem to know what the deal was with the DNA. She's just rambling on. Oh, come on. Okay, you agree? Okay. All right. That's good. I want somebody who disagrees, though. I want somebody in here to give me something. Come on, you geniuses, all of you Kohberger fans out there. Give me something that's reasonable doubt in some way where you'd look at it and go, Go ahead, just somebody, something. See, right now my chat collapsed, but I have to hit enter and it comes back up on the screen. Anybody? How about just give me something for conversational purpose? Give me something that you're just not sure about. Go ahead. And nothing against you. You're just throwing out something for me to go, okay. No, Brian Enton wasn't even there. I mean, he wasn't there when that was happening. It's a different clip with a dark-haired guy. The Brian Enton clip, people think something similar, but I saw that. Somebody sent me the video. I think it was K-Me or somebody sent me the video, and it's just garbage. You can't see a damn thing in it. It's just blurry. People go, oh, look, it's a wide Elantra. Well, no, you can't tell. Why isn't the other? Because it's not in. Look it. There's a lot of people that hung out in that house. They probably swabbed various areas, and there's different DNA because people were in that house. The DNA that matters when it's touch DNA is DNA that is in a place that absolutely circumstantially suggests that they're involved. For example, the DNA on a knife sheath snap. Okay? And then you combine that with the white Elantra driving around. You know, all those, there was parties there all the time. There could be DNA all over the place. All right? So it's not a big deal, but the defense wants to make it a deal. And then we start getting into, okay, now we got to test every single DNA sample in the entire house and lead back to a person. And those people are at parties. How much you want to bet that Kohberger is the only DNA sample in the house of somebody that shouldn't be there? Now, it's also possible that somebody's DNA is in the house that shouldn't be there. Like, let's say you went to a McDonald's and you grabbed the handle at a McDonald's, and a guy that just got in from China was there that day, and you grabbed onto it, and you went back to the house, and you touched something in the house, and then you left that DNA, and all of a sudden there's this person that looks like they're from mainland China that was in the house that day, but they weren't. That's different than DNA on the button of a knife sheath that was left at the scene. Totally different. See, it's also like if there's, you know, DNA on, like, let's say the snap of somebody's pants at a scene where somebody was assaulted. You do good work, Ray. Your skepticism is solid. Yeah. Well, I don't have skepticism in this case against, anti-Kohberger. See, it's funny. Like, I'm a skeptic not thinking he's innocent. Isn't that wild? Isn't that crazy? Hey, thanks, Chicken Wing. And also, I missed, we the captain now. Sold a knife to someone that he didn't. Geez, see what I'm saying? See what Drizzport just typed in. What if Bryan, and it's Bryan, sold a knife to someone that night in Moscow and met the guy near the murder scene? What a ridiculous comment. You know? I mean, just think about that for a minute. Does that seem reasonable to you? Wow. Hey, guess what, everybody? Kohberger was driving around his white Elantra, and it parked at 408. He sold his knife to some schmo randomly in a parking lot. There's no other reason he's there other than to sell the knife sheath, and he sat there. And then he watched through the window in horror as the person he sold the knife to was killing all 4 students. He could see it through Madison's window. And then he waited and he sat there. And then when the killer left, he saw him exit the back door, and he goes, I'm getting the hell out of here. And then he drove away at a high rate of speed. Yes, everybody, that's reasonable doubt. 100%. That's what happened. With the understanding that I personally do not believe in what I'm saying, I can come up with some stuff to throw your way for... Okay, go ahead. What is it? Kayla, what is it? That's what I'm looking for. Who are you talking to, Danny? She didn't say something to you. She just made that statement. Unless maybe I'm missing something. I'm not on live chat. I don't know. Yeah, go ahead. Throw it out there. Yeah, I think he is something like that. Yeah, the guy who sold the knife to was trying to frame him. That's just so ridiculous, you guys. He's out at 4 in the morning selling knives. knives. He's selling a K-bar knife at 4 in the morning. He's driving around for, 50 minutes trying to hook up with the guy so he could sell the knife that he just got off of Amazon. Wow, you guys. All right. So what do you got, Kayla? What is it? Unidentified blood smear on the... I don't know. I'd have to see that one. Idaho Statesman posted today about unidentified male blood smear on the handrail that was talked about in a recent hearing. Oh, jeez. Oh, God, everybody. Let's try to find a way to get Kohberger off. Was the outside handrail, but even the inside handrail. Yeah, I mean, there's parties, It doesn't have anything, if it's the handrail of the stairs, then it's like completely, it doesn't even mean anything. It's like you have tons of parties there. How old was the blood that was on? If it is a blood smear, how long was it on there for? And have they tested Ethan Chapin's blood? I don't know. Where did Kayla go? She was going to ask all these questions but disappeared. With the understanding that I personally do not believe in what I'm saying, I can come up with some stuff to throw your way. Well, you didn't. So, not sure what happened. Hey, it's Rubicon Girl. Man, I haven't seen that one in a long time. The alien with the spaceship. At first I thought it was possible the killer could be someone beside... How come? Man. Jesus. I mean, Bryan Kohberger is absolutely... Now, they're making a big deal. Well, when he came down, he drove the other direction. So what? Look at... Here's what Kohberger did. I'll even show you. So that night, he doesn't show up over here until 3:26, but he's over here at like 4:40 something. And I think it was right around in this area. I guess I almost have to turn him back on. But I think he drove back down like this and then cut across. And he did the same little route that he took. Like there's these ways you can come down here and you cut across these roads and you drive up. And then look, you're at 3:26. So I think he did come down. I think he probably came down like this, maybe even over to here, then cut across. Because he's trying to make it look like he's always going in a different direction. So where's Kayla? She said she had these comments and then they just disappeared. Hey, just getting on. All right. And thank you again, Rubicon. Wow, you guys were only 16 away from an actual normal goal. That would have been pretty sweet. Yeah, the probable cause affidavit, when you go over it, it's hard to say. There's no way to debate. So that's why the defense is trying to figure out, well, he didn't ping here, he didn't ping... Well, he turned his phone off. That's why we got to use the camera now. Well, the only camera that definitively shows it's him. Did you guys see that? It was right there. Look at this. She admitted in court the other day that the only camera that definitively showed that it was Kohberger in the area was right there, which is on the exact loop that I have been showing since the beginning. It's right there. I mean, are you kidding me? Now he's admitting he's driving around over there? Hey, thank you so much, Georgina Stoliker. How's it going, Georgina Stoliker? I remember early on people saying that Dylan did it because she didn't like the dog. Yeah, remember that? Yeah, that's reasonable. Well, I guess Kayla just took off. She was going to ask me some questions and never did. I think I responded to Kayla. Are you the one that you got to buy me a coffee the other day? Yesterday, I responded back to you. I don't know if you ever got it. Guys, I'm going to admit I was playing guitar. I just found this channel. Okay. Thanks for letting us know. As the fence is not doing him a lot of good. I think what's happening here is the defense is sort of doing their, quote, due diligence. And I think there's a possibility that at some point Kohberger might plead guilty or something. Try to avoid the death penalty. I don't know if the family would go for it, but I actually think that I think if he pleads guilty, they need to have a hearing without showing photographs of people dead or anything, but go through all the evidence that they had against it. Something like that. Yeah, I think at first there's no way in hell she thinks he's innocent. There's no chance, And that's why they're going for Hail Marys, trying to get a lead thrown out. Because the lead was generated in a way they don't approve of. It wasn't illegal. It was just against the terms of service of a website. It's totally different. And I don't know. Anybody else have anything? I mean, what's bugging you out there? I guess we have to look into the smeared... if somebody can send me a link of the smeared blood, let me know. But what if they do a DNA check on it, and it turns out it's a guy named Jim Smith who had been to parties there and cut his hand at a party. Now all of a sudden that means that he's part of the... Yeah. The defense is sitting on more evidence. Well, I think a lot of times they ask the family if they want to get a standard defense tactic to attack the chain. The defense is sitting on more evidence than we know. You mean the prosecution, right? You mean the prosecution, not the defense. The defense doesn't have... They're not sitting on anything. If they had anything that was pro-Kohberger, they'd be throwing it out there on a daily basis. They don't. They don't have anything. I mean, just everything points to him. Factually, circumstantially, everything. I mean, what do you guys think of this Scottish Ray guy? He's starting to kind of has a little troll feel to him all of a sudden. I guess we'll see. I mean, who comes in and starts asking questions like that? The defense is looking like righteous? What does that mean? So what happened to Kayla? I thought you were going to ask me some questions. I was looking forward to it. Been here a little bit, but lurked for 6 months prior. Yeah, actually, it was funny. As I remember talking to you early on, I didn't really know much. I remember we were talking about DNA in that case with the girl. God, I don't even remember it. It was like it was in some neighborhood. I can't remember the case, but I remember visually some of the stuff. That's how we met, I think, through a DNA situation. Did he leave the sheath there on purpose? Well, that's the question. Did Bryan Kohberger leave the knife sheath, the one that he specifically bought apparently on Amazon, did he buy that so that he could leave it at the crime scene? And it was so cleaned that it only had one single source of DNA. Now, does that mean that there were mixtures of blood all over it, too? Look at that. Plato, 44 months. Chicken wing, 11. And Amber, 47. Wow, that's a long time. 4 years of hell. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool, Scottish Ray. Are you from Scotland? I wonder if the defense can attack the veracity of the DNA evidence if there is a... Well, there's no veracity of the DNA evidence. The DNA on the knife sheath is Bryan Kohberger's DNA, 100%. They're trying to attack the way it was discovered. That's all it is. There isn't a question of the veracity. The DNA on the knife sheath, a sequence was developed, and Bryan Kohberger, once they swabbed his mouth, was a 1-to-1 match into the octillions. I mean, it was like literally, there's no chance it's anybody else. All right. Scotland. Yeah, well, I think so too, Joshua. But, hey, you know, it is what it is these days. Let's not forget, in his Pennsylvania home, they found ID cards in a glove. That's true. In a box that ties him to the house, but not the victim ID. So the box they found ties him to the house? Are you sure about that? I don't remember hearing that they found a box that's from the house. I mean, if they found a box that's from the house in his house, oh man, that'd be incredible. Now let's wait. I don't know if I haven't heard that before. That'd be pretty shocking if that was real. All right. So it was the knife sheath though that he purchased on Amazon. Was it left there as a calling card? A signature is usually something different. It's like the way that you commit the crime is a signature, you know, like let's say he would cut their throat and then stab them once in the back, you know, it was always the same on each one. But the knife sheath might be like a calling card, you know, something he was going to leave at each one of his crimes coming up in the future. Oh, here's Kayla. Hey, aren't you the one that sent me the coffee the other day, Kayla? And you wanted to send me a long email about something? You know, feel free to send it over. Odinus. But one perp, one knife, 4 victims, less than 20 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. Have you watched my videos on the time? I have 1 minute called 9 minutes of hell, and the other one's called, you know, something like 7 minutes. It's excruciating a long period of time. Okay? It really is. If you sit there and look at a clock, you're like, oh yeah, he could have done it by now. Shit. Ooh, you're going for another 2 minutes? Let's see. Less than 20 minutes delay in calling law enforcement despite 2 survivors. Well, they were scared to make any noise, so they go to bed at 4, and 8 hours later, 911 is called. Unidentified DNA. Well, there's tons and tons of unidentified DNA in that house. There just was only one DNA profile on the knife sheath. Now, Bryan Kohberger is more than welcome to come forward, much like Richard Allen was, to come forward and let us all know who was there helping him. Accomplice with the home, someone framing him. There's no chance that anybody's framing Bryan Kohberger. Knife belonged to him at one point, but ended up in the hand. Okay, see, look at, you're saying right now, knife belong. I'm just going to talk the way I normally talk. I'll pretend that you're somebody that really believes what you just typed in. The knife belonged to him at one point, but ended up in the hands of someone with ties to the home, victims, or someone who frequented the home for parties. Okay, so keep that in mind, and then say to yourself, what are the odds that that is true when we have a white Elantra that is driving around, missing its front license plate that matches Kohberger's vehicle, and there's even a video that verifies that it is his vehicle driving around that night. And then you have that, and you have, again, you have the white Elantra, you have that, and then he himself admits that he was driving around late that night, just doesn't know where, and we're supposed to then believe that he had sold the knife to somebody else, and of course his DNA was on that, and that person killed somebody just on a random night that he was also driving around. Yeah, see, that's where the reasonableness disappears. It's not reasonable, nor even remotely likely or anything. It's weird that the prosecutor didn't include the DNA from the other two males in the probable cause affidavit. Why is that weird? The DNA on the knife sheath was from the killer. There could be DNA all over the place in there. Hey, thanks, Sarah67. Thank you for driving the route of BK. Yeah, so, I mean, I've gone out there and I drove the route. I think it actually goes the other direction. We have to probably do a show here coming up where we try to figure out exactly the route based on sounds, etc. I have all of the surveillance footage from the Linda Lane camera, and maybe we can try listening to that again and try to determine exactly what direction the car came in from, because you can hear it drive by when it initially shows up, and so you should be able to hear something similar, and when you can't hear that, that means it came in from the other direction. Every time I come to stream, I crave coffee. Yeah. Are you saying I should do my shows earlier? Maybe I should do an earlier show. So what do you think about that, Kayla? Did I answer those well enough? I don't know how to, did he sell the knife? Well, how about this? He just bought the knife sheath on Amazon. So he already had, apparently, the K-bar knife, right? Or did he buy the whole set? I thought it was just the knife sheath that he bought on Amazon. I'm not 100% certain on that. Yeah, thanks for the coffees, and thank you to Joshua on Venmo. And then we also had a PayPal from Mag earlier. That was very nice. Let's see. Time for decaf. Does anyone know if BK car is auto or manual? No. Where are you trying to go with that? The best YouTube viewers are found right here on this channel. Auto in the stops in Indiana. Does it say it's auto? I mean, what do you mean? I can't tell if it's automatic or not. But, I mean, what value does that have? Why does it matter if it's stick or not? I know, I'm just curious why it matters to anybody. I mean, why are people, like, even caring if it's an automatic? No, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I just want to know why it matters. Like, I mean, we can all sit there and sleuth something out, but let's sleuth things out that actually are relevant. It just doesn't matter, though. Even if it's a steep hill, it just doesn't matter. It's just, if you know how to drive a stick, it's easy. It's just something simple to do. I don't know who DK is. I learned how to drive a stick. Guess what my first car that I drove was? Guess what it was? It's one of the ugliest cars on the planet. And it was lime green. Can you guess what it was? Yep, Cindy got it right. It was a Ford Pinto, lime green. And then the next car was a Ford Ranger. Small little pickup truck. But make sure to send me an email if anybody out there that has an email on this smeared blood DNA sample, okay? Oh yeah, it was horrible. It was a stick shift. So the Ford Ranger was also a stick shift. And then I think the first Honda Accord was, I always got the hand-me-downs from my dad. And then everything started becoming automatic after that. No, it was silver. Okay, Idaho Statesman. Is it free? I'm not going to pay for a subscription just to go. Okay. This thing right here. Let's see what it says. See, I can't see it. Can I load it up before? Hold on. Oh, ha ha ha. All right, see, I just did my technique where if you open up quickly before the little buy it crap shows up, you can, and you do a Control A, Control C really quick, you might be able to, let's see, that was my script for, still working on the Galviani one. Well, I guess. Wow, that's it's pretty tough. Let me try that again. Let me just see if it works if I pause that. Screw it. Oh, did I get that? 4. I'm just seeing. Hopefully I got lucky and grabbed most of it. Yeah, so probable cause. You see how I can freeze it there? Hold on, let me try it again. Oh man, that's tough. That's tough to do. If somebody else has I can't get the full thing. Let's just see what we have, what I can get. Detectives who investigated the Moscow College student homicides found blood at the crime scene from 2 still unidentified male attorneys for the man charged with the murder revealed at a recent hearing. Okay, so this is just that same crap, you know, hinting to possible legal defense strategy at trial. An unknown individual's blood DNA was discovered on a handrail in the off-campus home where the 4 University of Idaho students, this is from the defense team, were initially stabbed. Another unknown blood sample was found on a glove that police located just outside the home. I remember her saying that. Bryan Kohberger, lead defense attorney, told the court late last month. In the bed of one of the stabbing victims, police said they also found what many regard as the case's key piece of evidence, a leather sheath for a fixed blade knife. During processing, DNA was discovered on the sheath and later matched directly to Kohberger. Police and prosecutor, let's see, where was I? Directly to Kohberger, police and prosecutors said. In legal filings from June 2023, his defense said the state's claim is not from blood, but rather from touch DNA on the sheath located at the violent scene. In those same filings, the defense said DNA from 2 additional males was found inside the home, as well as the male DNA found on the glove outside. Latah County Prosecutor Tim Thompson told the court at a hearing in August 2023 that those DNA samples were not uploaded to try to identify them through the FBI National DNA Database known as CODIS because they were not eligible based on the criteria. It was not publicly known until last month's court hearing that at least 2 of the unknown male DNA samples came from blood. And okay, so I guess this is where the person earlier in the show was talking about. People just never mention it. They act like it's a well-known fact that's out there and everybody. And the type of, let's see, and the type of the 3rd male DNA sample remains unclear, as does if the source has since been identified. But police did not disclose the unidentified blood DNA samples to a magistrate judge in December of 2022 when they sought a warrant for Kohberger's arrest. Defense attorney Ann Taylor alleged at last month's hearing, and prosecutors did not dispute. The decision amounted to detectives intentionally omitting the information to the judge for her determination of probable cause and should disqualify some evidence. No, it shouldn't. See, the knife sheath is the key piece of information, and his DNA was on the knife sheath. So they tested that one, and it led to Bryan Kohberger. Now, if Kohberger wants to admit that there were other people with him, he can go ahead and do so. All right? But police did not disclose, and it says, Ada County District Judge Steve Hippler pushed back on the defense at the January hearing. How does that even How does that, even if disclosed, preclude finding probable cause when there's a DNA match between the DNA on the sheath and Mr. Kohberger? See, boom. He asked Taylor, isn't that probable cause every day and twice on Sunday? That's what the judge said. Remember that? Exactly. Probable cause should be considered in a vacuum, Taylor responded. She indicated that the decision before Hippler had a greater implication for the overarching criminal justice system. See, she's just, you know, and then she's referring to, you know, the use of DNA, etc., and she wants him to make sort of a groundbreaking ruling on it. Kohberger's defense seeks to challenge several search warrants and evidence obtained with them at what's known as a Franks hearing to request. The request is akin to appealing to the magistrate judge probable cause finding. Yeah, so like if you get a Franks hearing and you can prove that the judge wouldn't have made that ruling had, you know, so what they're trying to do is say that the DNA that was discovered was done, you know, illegally, that they used techniques that they shouldn't have been allowed to do, and without that, the judge wouldn't have signed the warrant, and we want everything, all the fruit that was bore from the probable cause document thrown out. That's what they're trying to get to. That's what the defense is trying to do, is get every single thing thrown out. That guy does look like Luigi. He was a different person, though. This is a case we were talking about yesterday. Heck, I even forgot what the hell it was about now. My brain's so into this one. Oh yeah, he was the teacher. He was Madeline Soto's teacher. Yeah. So anyways, I don't know. Anything else out there, you guys? I guess we have to, you know, it'd be cool if they did genetic genealogy on those blood samples. Why doesn't the defense team ask the judge if they can go do that and see what it comes up with? Why not? You know, Bryan Kohberger was there, you know, and if, because remember he said, did they arrest anybody else? So heck, you know, come on, Kohberger. Let us know who the other people were. So I'm just using common sense, you guys. You know, they might have had these other blood samples in there, and it turns out that when they say they're unknown DNA samples, does that mean they haven't been tested at all? And that's why they're unknown? Or have they looked at it and it doesn't match any other known person? See, so they're using semantics to try to make people think they're more interesting. You know? Like, oh, wow, these are unknown blood samples, you guys. Unknown male DNA. And everybody's like, oh, holy crap. Yeah, why don't they do it? I think they should do it. I presume they already tested the DNA and crossed it out. Well, they said that they didn't test it, that they just got, you know, somehow they knew it was a male DNA, but did they really get a sequence from it and start comparing it with other people? Yeah, it's garbage, you know. But I tell you what, the defense team definitely needs to, you know, get their money together and start identifying people. You know, get some of the pro-burgers out there to start building up a fund like we did. We put over $100,000 into a DNA fund to identify Jane and John Does. I'm sure they can do something similar. Anyways, it's getting kind of late. It's kind of fun though. I like going over this. Maybe we'll have to do some more coming up here. Now, you guys, we're only $6 away from actually reaching our old normal goal. That would be pretty cool, just to see it on the screen. We're at 244 on the YouTube side anyways. What time is it there? Well, where I live, it's 8:47, but I've been on the show now for 3 hours and 16 minutes. Oh yeah, she needs to have a GoFundMe, sure. Get all the Kohbergers out there. Start having them give part of their income to the defense team, you know? They can use Othram Labs to identify it. The one that the FBI took over from. Hey, see you later, Scottish Ray. I don't even know if she's confident anymore. She seems sort of like, you know, she didn't do her homework at all on that hearing on DNA. It was embarrassing. She didn't use the right terminology. She didn't even know what she was saying. She was just rambling on, you know, just somebody blabbing, and then you're supposed to all kind of agree that she's saying something. Unfortunately for her, the judge knew it better than she did. But anyways, I think that's going to do it. But I think I'm going to put a video out on my theory. And I'll use this probable cause, and I'll line it up. So that's what maybe I'll make that one tomorrow. So make sure to watch it and share the video, but I'm going to put it out there. Oh, yeah, don't worry about it, Joshua. It's all good. I was just trying to look at the... wanted to see it on the screen. Well, look at that. Georgina Stoliker just did it. Gifted a membership to... who got it? I think so, Joshua. You've already... yeah, don't bother. You've already been really kind tonight. Well, who got... oh, yeah. Who got the membership? Yeah, no, that's fine. You've been more than generous. Yeah, I like the new judge, too. I don't see anybody that got gifted. Well, thanks. I like to think I'm the best channel, too. No one got the membership. I'm sure it got given to somebody out there. Maybe it's somebody that's not here, or I don't know how that works. Yeah, if you want to move these, that'd be good. The other part we already discussed. Ann Taylor's just trying really hard to get that DNA thrown out because she knows how damning it is. The other DNA samples is really sort of irrelevant, you know. So look at that. Jennifer White got one. Georgina was like, I'm going to do this again. And there we go. That one worked. Right. That's exactly right. The captain now. There's no reasonable or serious argument of any kind. There's no alibi information that shows that he was somewhere else. In fact, he says he was driving around, and then Ann Taylor even said, well, there's this one camera. There's only one camera that proves it's his. The other ones don't prove it. Right, but it's his, right? You can tell it's the same car driving around at 4 in the morning, right? I mean, you know, 3:30, driving around, you see it. I mean, there's nothing. That's why they wanted him to give an alibi. And you know what? They wanted to give their alibi after the prosecution put out their ping information so he could tailor his alibi to what they were saying, but then the prosecution said, no, we'd like to have his alibi first. And he made up something about going to a park. You notice how that's all disappeared all of a sudden? I wonder if at trial you can bring up that part. Well, originally he mentioned that he went to a park, but that turned out not to be true, and he admitted it actually he was driving around in the area. In fact, it even showed up on this camera right here. Yeah, remember that? The amazing stargazer Bryan Kohberger. He was playing Rocket Man from his car as he sat there and looked up out the stars and just thought, man, someday. I packed my bags last night. Pray fly. William Shatner version. Alec Murdoch trial had awesome judge. Yep, he was cool. Why so many other lawyers? Oh yeah, that's right. Thanks everyone for your support, for the donations, new members and subscribers, coffee, and just for being here watching. Yeah, well thanks everybody. It was very cool, so thank you to let's see. K-Me, Amber Maiden, Allie Cake, Amber Maiden, gifted a membership. Toka Charlie gifted a membership. Then Mary Buckles, Vicky White, Tina G, Allie Cake, Linda Howell, Naomi, Peggy Day, who wanted to make sure that we knew that she wasn't the Day that was in the stories we were telling. Allie Cake, Vicky White, Moofies, Rubicon Girl, Amber Maiden gifted a membership. Then Richard Watts, Mary C, then K-Me, then Marriott Else with the, I can't remember what ZAR, I think that was, what did you guys say it was from? And then Val Gal, K-Me, then I gifted 5 memberships. Then we had We the Captain Now, then Grandmother of 14, then Mary C, then Amber Maiden, We the Captain Now, then Chicken Wing, then Rubicon Girl, again, thank you so much, then Georgina Stoliker, G Gunnet Palmer, then Plato, 44 months, Chicken Wing 11, Amber Maiden 47, thank you for your long time freakness. Georgina Stoliker and Georgina Stoliker, 2 gifted memberships. Then we have over here Sarah 67, a coffee. Then we've got Venmo from Joshua, 1, 2, 3 of them. So that was very generous of you. Thank you so much. Then we also have Lisa Valenzuela, someone it says, Tina G, Cheryl. Then we had Mag on PayPal. And then Marietta on Buy Me a Coffee. So there you go. Really cool. Thanks everybody. We made it tonight. Can you believe it? Yeah, well thanks. Thank you. Thanks Joshua and everybody else who's helped support the channel tonight. Amazing. Almost felt like old times for a little bit there. Okay, I'll read it. I'll read it later or something. But I think I'm going to put out my video of the sequence. I think it makes sense. You know, just given the time, the 4:12. So that's probably the time that they were killed. Then it goes upstairs and kills Madison and Kaylee, and then comes back downstairs and hears Xana still alive. Yeah, and then says, "I'm here to help you," and then finishes her off. She hits the ground. Then he walks by Dylan Mortensen, goes out to his car, puts his clothing in bags for the blood spatter mitigation, and drives away at a high rate of speed at 420, and then at 448 turns his phone on near Blaine, Idaho, and it pings. Makes sense, doesn't it? All right, everybody. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. That was pretty fun. We actually had more people. We had 200 and something. 260 or something at one point, which really isn't a ton of people, but is a hell of a lot more than we've seen lately. So we got a couple different cases in. You know, got to keep an eye out for Franklin. Yeah, Sophia Franklin and the Day whack job, Gary Day. And, you know, see if we can start putting more pieces of the puzzle in that one. I hope he didn't take their lives somewhere. That'd be pretty horrendous. Yeah, I've been there. I went to the Idaho twice. I'm thinking of going back there again at some point. Maybe Amber can meet me over there. We can go driving around and do more stuff, I guess. Anyways, thank you guys for your generosity. Appreciate it. And, you know, see if we can get back on track for the month. I don't know. It's just one day, but see what the hell happens. All right. So thanks, everybody. We will see you guys tomorrow. All right. Thanks, everybody. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. And a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a...
Not even one, Ray!
Crime dissector!
The projector, on a certified human lie detector. I'm gonna get you on a stretcher. Good night, Georgina Stoker.
Projector!
Crime sector is my nectar.
Professor Greg is gonna give another
Lecture, crime collector, freak connector. And I'm always gonna be a protector.
Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all.
Good night, Amber. Good night, Amber.
I have no agenda.
Hey, what are you talking about?
I'm no pretender.
Well, she's second night, John boy.
Oh, shut up, John boy.
I'm gonna send ya
On a mission to the virtual offender.
Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody. Talk to you.
Good night, John boy. That's what Amber said. I was so happy.
Yeah, she said good night to you.
Yeah, well, I do have merch. I don't know if you guys saw it, but I do the, like, I have a notebook, a stress ball, a pen, and a poker chip, and then I also have mugs and all kinds of shit on Teespring. I'm not sure if you can just type it in or not. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I guess there's a link somebody put in right there, so. All right, you guys. We'll see you later. Be safe out there.